We're in Estevan, Saskatchewan, the site of this year's SaskTel Tankard Provincial Men's Curling Championship. Draw 5 tonight features the A semifinals, and it's coming up next.
Saskatchewan Championship Curling is brought to you by SaskTel, Viterra, Service Equipment, White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, Asham Curling Supplies, Jiffy Lube, CurlSask, and SaskTel Max.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to Affinity Place in Estevan, Saskatchewan, where we are here for the 2018 SaskTel Provincial Men's Tankard. And we've got the feature game tonight between Scott Bitts, who we've already seen in one draw, against Colton Flash. We saw him earlier today as well. We know a little bit about these two teams. We've seen them play already. What are we looking for from the Bitts team, Kim?
From the Bitts team? Well, you know what? They're a team that's actually playing very aggressively. They're playing very well. They have 2 wins. They have a ton of experience on their team, but they've already said coming into this that they're just relaxed and having fun out there. So I think we're going to see continued good play and continued aggressiveness, which is going to make it fun for us tonight.
And Susan, the Flash team, you could say a lot of the same things about the aggressive play and the good play, but they're probably taking this a little bit more seriously. They came in as one of the favorites and would like to perhaps wear the green jackets at the end of the week.
Oh, I believe they've come in to attempt to win this tankard. They're not coming in as any underdogs by any stretch. Their play in their first 2 games have been outstanding. They have been sharp every end. They've got fantastic sweeping, amazing hitting capability, and Colton has been making some really good finishing shots to clean up some big ends. So they've been playing very, very well.
And this game is the A semifinal, the other A semifinal on tonight as well. There'll be a couple of B event games as well, and we'll keep you up to date on all of them. But before we do that, let's meet the teams in tonight's matchup.
Hi, I'm Colton Flash, skip of Team Flash. My third is Kevin Marsh, second Dan Marsh, lead Trent Knapp, coach Bruce Cordy, and we curl out of the Nutana Curling Club in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Hi, I'm Scott Bitts, skip of Team Bitts. My third is Warren Jackson, second Aaron Schmidt, lead Rory Golanowski, and we curl out of the Sutherland Curling Club in Saskatoon.
Sean Joyce, Susan Lang, and Kim Hudson with you as always. And I did mention off the top, we'll keep you up to date on all the other games. The other A semifinal is on sheet 1. That's Brady Kendall, surprising young team that has had 2 very strong games to start out, but they're facing stiff competition tonight in Steve Laycock. In the event action on sheet 2, it's Randy Bryden and Adam Casey. Our feature game between Scott Bitts and Colton Flash will be on sheet 3, and the other game on sheet 4 also be event action. Ryan Dice against Brent Geddick, the local team, the crowd favorite perhaps as well.
Yes, for sure.
Well, there's always pressure in any tankard game, and you know, being in that A semifinal with that A final on the horizon there presents certain pressure. But the 2 games that are in that B event, those teams are 4 back in the B to capture a B event page spot. So big pressure there because you've got a long way to go and you want to get on that roll and avoid being in that C event. So it's a different kind of pressure that that they're facing out there this evening.
As always, the teams have a practice session before the game. They have a chance to draw to the button, and that draw to the button determines who has last rock here in the first end of play. It's Colton Flash winning the draw to the button, and Rory Golanowski throwing lead stones for Scott Bitts. Will get us started.
Well, you were down
throwing red rocks there, Kim.
Just going to tell the story. While you were down miking up the players there, Sean, or maybe while you were walking back, it was actually quite funny.
Rory Galanowski started throwing his practice rocks, but he was throwing yellow, and Warren Jackson even threw one too, and then they realized they threw the wrong color in their practice. So then they pushed him back and threw him back again. I said, "Hey, Rory, tough start." He said, "Hey, I'm just learning this game."
Rory, of course, multi-year experiences here at the Tanker to Green Jackets with Bruce Corte. So it was pretty funny when he came back with that quip.
Mine's good.
But again, that's really key, to try to stay as loose as you can. Tension is a killer out here, and to be able to have a fewer lighthearted moments actually goes a long ways to help your curling game out here.
I'd rather not be deep.
Well, those of you who were with us last night might have heard Kim's discussion with Scott Bitts at the fifth end break, and they were talking about the fact that they were very loose. They didn't come into the season with high expectations. They didn't play a lot, and it certainly seemed to factor into their game last night.
Yeah, I agree. There's something about being the underdog, playing loose, having fun, getting on a roll, not having a lot of expectations. Although they win a few more games, I think you'll see the attitude change a little bit.
Yep, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, we get an extra sneak peek there of the sheet beside us with Brock Montgomery throwing. But we'll get back here to Trent Knapp.
Nice shot, Rourke.
As we said, we like to keep everybody advised of what's going on.
Just hack.
So the tap back made puts the Yellowstone just through the back of the rings. So it's got Bitts sitting one.
Hack. Firm hack. Whoa.
The call here is to try to move that one through the rings as well.
Whoa, 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 Dan, go Dan, go, can't hurt it. Go, 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 go. Good.
Sweeping to get some extra curl now.
Shot, bud. Shot, Trent.
Gets enough to push it through the back and rolls out into the open.
So long time Scott Bitts teammate Aaron Schmidt here with his first shot of the A semifinal.
Clean. Yep. Nice throw, Schmidt. Hold on.
Makes the hit, sits pretty much right there.
Nose fine, even a bit this way is fine. Okay.
Colton trying to keep the play away from that center guard with last rock.
Yep. Control.
And especially important on this one to perhaps roll away a little bit. You nose hit there, and the hit and roll under would probably have it in front of the tee line.
Weight's good. Yep. Weight's good. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Weight's good. Clean. Yep. 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 Hard. Good. Good.
Makes the hit, stays right there.
Scotty? Yeah, sure. Clean. Yep. Yep. Good. Nice shots.
Another nose hit. Now we see the attempt.
Hit it now.
Colton Flash looking for the roll underneath.
Yeah, my way. They got a hair less. Okay. For control. Right. Yeah, control. Yeah. Same weight. Same weight, control. Yep. Hard. Whoa. Whoa. Good. Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Whoa.
No, it's sounding close.
Makes the hit, the roll across, and will come out just out the other side of the guard.
How hard? What weight do you want to throw? Probably house is good.
So a little different way of doing things, asking the thrower what weight they want, and then Scott puts the broom down versus the other way where Scott puts the broom and says throw this weight.
Yep, yep.
So Warren rolls away just a little bit, which is a very nice shot.
Nose. Nose it. Okay. Control. Okay.
So third man, Kevin Marsh.
Likely looking just to hit and stay on this one. That tee line is such a dividing. It's not just a line in the ice. It's the one where you get in trouble. If they roll behind the guard now on the back of the tee, you can see Scott Bitts try a freeze.
Rolling out the other side. That
Roll
works
past
too.
the guard. That works.
Same weight. Okay.
Same way, Dave.
Hard. Yep. Hard. Hard. Gotta go. Hard. Right up. Hard. Hard work. That's good. Nice scrub.
That was good sweeping by Rory.
We want to roll back down. Just a little, yeah, my way again. So you
Rolls a little bit towards the guard. It's still open. And again, Colton Flash not real interested in being behind the guard and behind the tee line. Going to try to roll open.
Similar weight. Both. Yep. Similar weight. Whoa. Whoa,
We've had a few open first ends in this championship already that led to blanks. That's not exactly the case here. It's just a bit of jockeying as to nobody wants to use that guard at the wrong time, and they couldn't seem to quite get the roll in behind when it was up in front of the tee line.
Okay. Similar 10.
Yeah, it's kind of the opposite of what you usually see. You're actually seeing them try to avoid
Yeah, it's like, you know, there was one or maybe two chances that between the two teams that they had to make the roll while it was still up in front of the tee line. Nobody
Correct.
made it perfect yet, and everything else has been in a spot where if you rolled behind, you'd be back tee.
I think too, part of the factor is it's quite a high guard too. It's
Yeah.
with the curl on this ice, it's not protecting as much as what you think it is.
Well, that's true. Rory Golanowski made the tap through on his second stone on a rock that was right at the tee line.
Whoa. Stay close. Close yet. Gotta go. Hard. Hard. Hard.
Rolled out now. Didn't run like mine.
Well, that one made a bit of a move on them because they didn't jump it early.
Yeah.
Gets enough to get it out, but his shooter rolls out of play, and Colton Flash with a chance now to perhaps draw and set up a deuce.
Yeah, just fight the 4. Full 8. Full 8's fine. Okay, so curl.
I get Trent like here, didn't quite get there. Yeah, I think I need less.
He's also good heavy.
No.
It almost did get there, but
yeah. What did he give you for ice? About middle.
I think what I've really admired watching Colton Flash here in his new position of skip is the assurance, the self-assurance that he has. There's no hesitation for somebody that's been playing second for 6 years and then moving into the house. He did skip for a year in juniors, but other than that, he's been a front-end player, but he's just stepped into this skipping role as if he's done it his whole life. It's gone a long ways to help with the development of this team and the success that they've had already.
Yeah, I agree with you, Susan. And when I asked him how he's enjoying that, he said he's loving it. So that helps.
Line's good.
One more thing to add to that, just to show you how impressive it is and how well he's taken to the sport.
Needs a curl.
He didn't start playing till he was 15.
Here comes.
Still needs
I
a
didn't know
curl.
that.
Finish it. Hard, Dan.
I heard that before during his junior days.
Hard. Keep going. Keep going.
There's a good shot.
Hard.
And as we've seen many times already in this competition, the power of that shot being in the top 8 foot, whereas, you know, a lot of us are tempted to get it in the 4 foot because it looks great, but this is a difficult shot to remove.
Yeah, the deeper you put that, the more room he's got to get past that guard and get it out. On the other side of it, though, if he just puts it full 12, Scott Bitts comes around the whole thing. So he said he wanted to just bite the 4 foot, full 8, just bite the 4 foot, and that's exactly where he put it.
Yeah, good shot. Precision curling, team effort.
Well, and again, it's all 4 players understanding why that has to happen. And everybody out here at this level does, but as you're working to this level, those are certainly one of the issues that you have to get through.
Clean.
Heavy hack.
Clean.
Whoa. Heavy hack.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Scott
Clean,
Bitts
clean.
got room by the guard. Now they'll wait for the finish. And boy, even at that, he's able to hit probably 2/3 of that stone, pushes it through.
Yeah, there you
Shooter
see how
stays
much
top 4.
how much curl there is and how good the ice is. Now, granted, that is a long guard, but we'll be seeing some great shots like that the rest of the weekend.
But it also explains why the Bits team is in this semi-final game already. Scott's had tremendous control of all of his weight so far in his first 2 games, and he's, for every big weight run shot that he's made, he's had some really nice finesse back 8, back 12 foot types of shots that when you've got a skip and person throwing last rock that is executing that exact weight, you go along, you get a lot of W's on the scoreboard.
Just clean.
Whoa!
So Colton Flash with his final stone here in the first end, looking to blank. Makes the hit, rolls everything out. Zeros on the scoreboard through 1 end of play. It'll be Colton Flash maintaining last rock when we come back.
All right, people, let's get to work. Lights off.
Ma'am, there's someone at the door. Unknown male, might be a salesman.
Take care of it. You, drop the temperature. I'm roasting.
Ma'am, your straightening iron. Shall I pull the plug?
Yes. While you're at it, leave room for milk.
The crown jewel has been stolen. For almost 40 years, it has been kept far from its home. Saskatchewan. The time has come. So don your green and will your team back to glory. This Tim Hortons Briar. Be there for history in the making.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, let's start our updates here in this Friday or Thursday evening draw. Susan?
The Brady Kendall team made Steve Laycock's team look at 2 on Matt Dunstone's final. So Matt threw a nice control weight nose hit for 1 point, and it's 1-0 after 1 for Steve Laycock.
Randy Bryden had a nice shot for 2 over on sheet 2, playing against defending champion Adam Casey. So 2-0, Bryden over Casey, playing the second end.
And we saw Colton Flash on the blank attempt on the open hit make that to keep the score at 0-0. Keep the hammer.
Well, and a little story here on sheet 4. They are off to a late start. When we went to start the practice here at the far end, there was a, well, the technical term is a hole in the ice, and they had to have the ice makers out doing a little fixing. So this game is just getting started. So they're only on about second shots here.
A hole in the ice?
I asked Jason, the ice maker. I went down, I saw them scrubbing. I wasn't sure what was happening, and I said, what's going on? And he said, well, there's a hole in the ice. And they had to fill it and scrape it and fill it and scrape it. And it was right over the running surface where the players were sliding out over the hacks. So they just had to do a quick repair.
Hit it early and yeah. We thought he was a bit tight.
Looks like we're going to have some rocks in play here in the second end. Rory Golanowski throws the center guard with his first one. The corner guard is thrown up then by the Flash team, and now Rory looking to come around.
Whereabouts? Anchor 8.
That center guard.
Make it snug here. Yep.
Don't need it, but
for line.
Russia's maybe thinking this is a little deep, but they've got to get by the front one.
Unless you're way back there. Still tight. Oh, you're good. You're good. You're good. Good. Good.
we are way back.
With the weight, it'll come out the other side here.
Well, showing him that side's not the end of the world.
No.
Bigger problem is that by being deep, there you see it, Colton Flash has a chance to just ignore that and try to use his corner guard. He's not really worried about that stone in the back 8 foot. Trent Knapp with the in-turn draw attempt.
Top eight. Line's good. Line's good. We got room. Line's good. Kevin's in.
Really gliding.
Line's good.
It's really gliding.
Line's good.
Still really
Line's
gliding.
perfect. Right here.
Still there. It's there.
Rock above the tee.
It's there.
Line's perfect. Doesn't need to finish. It's perfect. Beautiful shot.
Brings that stone in for second shot. Dead buried in the corner of the 8 foot.
2 really nice stones there by
I just had a thought when Colton said Kevin's in and they're talking about sweeping one side to the other. When you have twins there, how do you know which one's on which side? The one of you on the left, you sweep.
Yep, hard, hard. Gotta go.
Makes the hit, rolls across fairly thick. Now it does line those two reds up, and I'm sure everybody out there is thinking the same that you you did, Kim. That angle on those two reds is interesting.
What kind of weight are we throwing? Board? Yeah. Board weight? Board weight. Okay. Weight's good? Yes. Yep! Weight's good. Yep! Board, just board. Hard! Hard! Gotta go! Hard! Hard!
Oh, just gets it by. Hits and actually rolls a little further underneath cover.
Over. Good sweep.
Well, as we said at the start of the show, this is one of the best sweeping teams out here, and that just proved why that's such a weapon. A couple of other pairs of sweepers might have got that rock by, but that was a brilliant effort there by Dan and Trent.
Hard! 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 That's fine.
Or Kevin and Trent, I should say, sorry.
None hard, I wouldn't say.
Makes the hit, but they're not able to hold the shooter in the rings.
That's just again. Yeah.
Now here's where that comes
Isn't
into
that
play.
interesting? Yeah.
Do you want to go back to open side? Go here. Do you think he'll ever come here? He's not going to go around, is he? Okay. I don't think he is. I doubt it. I like
Maybe not yet.
T-line or deeper?
Are you asking me or are you telling me?
Could tell Colton to just turn around and ask him.
I've tried that. They never actually answer.
Really?
Yeah.
That's just to you. If you were a nicer guy, maybe.
Really got to go. Go hard.
You raise a valid point. I wonder now if I ever went back to playing, because they know eventually I'm going to have a microphone and a mute button. So.
Well, I don't know what happened on that one. Light and turned it in all at the same time.
Yeah,
ran out of rings.
Because it would not have. If he puts it on the tee line, it probably hits the board.
Yeah.
It's good.
And apparently they guessed wrong.
Yeah, still talking
there we go.
about.
He's coming around.
Felt good. Felt heavy.
Got room. 6, 7. Bite the tee is perfect.
Easy.
Line's good. Yep. Yep. 7. Hard. 7. Room. Yeah. You're fine for line. Just wait. Right here. Bite the tee. Very good. That's good. That's good.
Nice shot.
Nice shot, Jimmy.
Jay, just run something back.
I was talking to Warren as well when we were getting ready before the game, and he said he was quite pleased. He's heard that we brought up his 4-H curling achievements yesterday.
If you hit this, it's just going to come straight back, but...
It didn't occur to me at the time, and I'm just thinking now I should have tried to find out how you get Jimmy out of Warren Jackson.
I was going to ask that yesterday, but then I got a little flustered when I brought up the wrong coach in the 5th end break. So.
Quarter. Even if you can get this right to here is good. Yeah. Quarter stone, bud. A little less. It's not going to do much. Yeah.
Guaranteed this rock is going to be moving.
Whoa! Close! Whoa! Should be good. Shot. Good. Really good. Cast.
Gets them all moving.
Really good.
Here.
That corner is protected a little bit now, so
Like the guard?
Tight, yeah.
Bits has to be a little bit careful.
Like even biting's not terrible.
Warren Jackson says even biting's not terrible, and that's exactly where I was just going. You get this too tight, he plays the hit and roll behind the corner guard, and the Yellowstones start to add up on you.
Yep.
Same line as the last one. May have to finish it.
Line's good. Line's good.
Don't switch yet.
Line's good.
Yep. Just be a nice tight 3 and you're
Hard.
good. Hard. Right up. Right up.
A little more hard.
Real nice. Good shot.
You got to aim it now? Yeah. You guys like that though?
Play it aggressively, right?
I got I got a third of it.
Okay.
It moves nice here, hack. Hack weight.
Hack. Okay.
Okay, hack.
Hey, boys.
Yeah, it'll finish up for you.
Yep.
I didn't look down now. When he said he had a third of it, was he straight up and down in the hacks, or was he leaning over a little bit? The way you do it when you're looking to pass on the highway.
Hack. Yep. Hack. Whoa. Yep. Hard. Yes. Hard. Hard. Trent. Hard, buddy. Hard. Go. Go.
Oh my goodness, that sweeping is amazing.
So another shot made by brilliant sweeping out there.
Well, not just amazing that he could make that tap, get that out, but to hold the shooter.
Exactly.
When he had to get that by his own stone.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good.
And then to roll the shooter, though, even far enough where these are even. There, it's not even the double opportunity. So.
Heel weight.
Scott Bitts is going to see if he's got an opportunity to maybe not get the second one out, but he'd sure love to nudge it into the open, so he's going to throw the big weight here. It's really flat. It would be hard to get the double, but if he can come into the side of that stone, even the back side of it, move it into the open, he might have a shot on his next one.
Whoa.
Yeah, that look on his face would suggest that might have been just a hair full.
I think he said whoa before it was out of his hand. Oh, and
Makes
look at
the
that.
hit. Oh, rolls across, nudges it out into the open.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not sure why they weren't sweeping that.
Try to roll a bit.
Oh, yeah, or you can or we can hit and roll. He makes a double, then we blank.
Well, you
Right.
don't have to.
No, you're right.
What's the danger, I guess? Like the danger of you going here.
I should put it here. He's playing this.
Yeah, and then, well, no, you go full 4.
No, I
You're
understand.
just giving him a double if you hit, right?
Yeah.
You probably get reduced. Right?
Yeah, I'm good with that too.
Oh, I thought it was nose to be level, but
I mean, you're giving him a free double if you play that.
Well, it's not easy.
Actually, yeah,
it's not easy.
Do you guys like? Well, if you hit, you have to roll, right?
I like this. Let's play this. It's my guy.
You know the spot.
It's the second end only.
I don't know.
I like solid board.
He makes
Right
the
there.
double, we
Okay.
blank.
Kevin still isn't 100% sold on this one, but Colton said this is his first instinct, and quite often that's the best way to go. Play the first shot that comes to mind.
Roll it a bit.
But again, the cat and mouse, always trying to figure out what your opposition is going to do.
Maybe like
And
2 rocks is pretty good. And he makes a double off an easy blank.
that goes so far into that decision, and trying to give them credit for the kinds of shots that you think they can make.
Big board. Good
Clean.
board. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Yep.
Big
Yep.
board.
Yes. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yep.
Yep.
Yes. Yep. Hard. 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 Roll anything. Hard. Anything. Yes. Good.
That's a
Makes the
good
hit,
shot.
rolls
Bring it
over a
roll.
few inches, but it looks like it should be enough. That's pretty flat.
That's pretty flat, yeah.
Put money on again. I can't throw it hard enough.
I mean, it's
And we
not
gotta watch
as
this
flat.
too. Gotta watch this too.
Yeah, I know. Hit and roll.
I guess.
And you could probably get at it either way.
I'm tempted to throw it with.
So just under the 0 under bits, there's a red rock that's out of play there, and Scott's very cognizant that if he hits this rock incorrectly, it can jam on that back red, stay for a little biter.
It's close over there.
What's that?
I mean, this is close. And if you're going to make the hit and roll, you almost got to throw gas.
Yeah, let's
Get
do
it
that.
here.
Let's just do that.
Well, we could do this. Fuck. 2.
Oh, looks like he's going to throw it hard.
Same thing. I just don't want to
What they were talking about is you almost have to throw it hard if you're going to play the hit and roll so that you can avoid the
Miss
jam.
the back one, yeah.
So you have to hit it thick and still get the roll.
Yeah.
I see that.
A little wobble there from Scott.
Oh, Scott's always good for some good comments.
Wow, those are never comfortable when you're throwing big weight because it's awful hard to correct back to the broom.
It's close.
And got the jam.
Got the jam and rolled out.
Just like that.
Yeah.
I have more room this way, hey?
So Colton Flash with a chance to draw just needs any colored
I don't
paint.
mind even outside the middle there. Yeah. Shouldn't be any slower out here, eh?
I don't think so.
I can't see it. I haven't seen it all week.
Trent threw a couple out
So
here.
set up here by some
Yeah.
really good
Yeah,
sweeping
Trent
on
was out
Colton's
here.
team, and then Warren's
It
guard
ran pretty good for a
just
little while
giving
curl out,
Kevin just enough room to make that hack weight shot, or Colton just enough room to make that hack weight shot that's turned this whole end around.
Yeah, I agree with you, Susan. Full
Line's
credit to the
good, we're out
sweepers here
there.
on the Flash team.
We're out there.
Hot. Can't.
What?
Hot.
Do you need
Back
this?
line. Yeah, we'd like the back.
Yep.
Line. Need it.
Yep.
Where's it down?
Yep.
Harsher's thinking he needs the
Hard
back
to hit
in.
this one.
Coming down a bit.
Yep. Hit it. Yep. Hit it.
Fine.
You're hitting
Good.
it. You're hitting it. Whoa,
Good.
you're good.
Let it blow Flash.
Does come down to it
Shove
and
it.
gives it a little nudge, but that's enough to get his 3 points.
3 yellow.
Colton Flash jumps out to a 3-0 lead here over Scott Bitts after 2 ends of play.
I thought it was fun.
Get on your game with Asham Curling Supplies. Customize your slide with the all-new Express Ultralight and Club Shoe, featuring the style, comfort, and performance you expect from Asham. Sweep the competition with our Pro Grip gloves and ultralight carbon fiber, composite, and fiberglass handles, plus World Curling Federation approved pads.
Hey folks, I'm Arnold Asham, and for 39 years our product has been satisfaction guaranteed or your money back.
Asham Curling Supplies, online, in-store, and at your club.
Introducing the all-new heated cab for the John Deere 1R tractor. Simply captivating.
Welcome back, everyone. We'll quickly update you on all the scores here on this evening to straw.
The Laycock team returned the favor in the second end and forced Brady Kendall to look at 2 on his last one. He made his last shot for 1 point to tie that game at 1, and we're just on to Skip Rocks here in the third.
On sheet 2, Adam Casey answered with a single, so the score is 2-1. Bryden over Casey, but Bryden does have Hammerback.
So that mistake by Scott Bitts on his final shot allowed Colton an open draw for 3. He made no mistake and took a big 3-0 lead here to start our third end.
Over on sheet 4, it was a nice short run back by Ryan Dice to score 2 in the first end, and we're still playing the second.
Ryan Dice not going to make himself any friends over there if he keeps doing that to the hometown team.
I know, and there's some good cheering going on here for the hometown team.
Okay. Good sweep. That makes sense. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see if they turn the power on in that hotel room for Team Dice.
Good luck getting hot water for your shower tomorrow.
Yeah.
First stone here for the Flash team, brought into the top 12 foot. Scott Bitts now looking for the corner guard.
So your team bits, so you just have to remind yourself to stay patient, work to get a 2-ender. You don't have to get this 3 back all at once if it doesn't present itself. And so the nice part about these 10-end games is you've got time to work back and get that scoreboard in your favor.
Yeah, if you're going to give up 3, do it early.
Gain the experience of keep telling yourself, stay patient. Get your 2.
Not bad. Better. Yeah, weight's good. Top 4. Line's good.
Big game for these teams. We haven't talked about the significance, really. The winner here moves on to the A final tomorrow at noon. If you win the A final, you're into the Page playoffs already. You're sitting and waiting for the teams to come to you. Whereas we talked already about the teams that are in the B event here tonight that are still 4 games away from that playoff berth. You could save yourself a bit of a marathon run if you could get through the A.
Yep. However, just to throw this out there too, how many times have you heard, if you could guarantee me that I'm going to make one of those playoff spots, I think I'd rather come out of the B and play a couple more games. You sit around a lot playing when you win the A.
You know, and you do hear that a lot.
Hard line.
But I'll be honest with you, the only people I've ever heard it from are the skips. You never hear that from the guys that have to sweep.
Yeah, exactly.
Just rubs that on the way by. Still might have buried a piece.
You got half, eh? Half. Half? Yeah. You like the peel or this? Which one do you like?
Well, but the flip side of that too is if you're in that A final, you certainly want to grab it. There's too many cases of getting to an A final and then you never make the playoffs because you're always then playing teams coming up on the uptick when you drop to the B and the C events.
Yeah, that's right. They're coming off wins. You're coming off a loss.
Yep. Whoa. Clean. 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 Easy. Easy, easy. Just don't touch this one. You're fine. Nice. Good shot.
So they peel the corner guard. Shooter comes across, doesn't touch that one on the top 12 foot. And Scott Bitz will now look to replace the corner guard. We talk a bit about the timing of when you make a move in an end like this, because Scott Bitz does eventually have to make a play on that shot stone, but because there's a double available, he can wait pretty long, and the shooter would be in the rings off the double. They did want the guard tighter, though.
Nothing? It's the same situation, so whatever. Same? I don't mind it now, it's pretty high. Okay. Yeah, it's higher. Oh, okay. Yeah. Hack! Okay.
Scott Bitz a little disappointed. You can see on his face there.
Yeah, they wanted that tighter.
Yeah, well, and it over-curled a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Hack! Yep! Just pass! Yep! Yes! Hard!
Well, testing these sweepers again.
Hard! Keep going! Roll it! Keep going!
Not going to get by this time.
Well,
chips the guard off.
Tight corner guard that Scott was looking for. It's wrong color, but he'll take anything.
Yeah.
Something to work with.
Looking at the freeze right now.
Still an interesting call by Colton, you know, it's a 3-0 lead, just to maybe not go up and rip that guard anyway, but get a few rocks in play as a result now.
Line's good.
Line's good.
Scott Bitz has all kinds of choices here.
Top 4, boys.
Could play this freeze. He could have played the come around. Could have tapped back the one at the top 12 foot. He's got rocks to work with here now.
Good line. Blew her on. That's good.
There's a good shot.
Great shot, Schmitty. Well done.
So he's back to being friends with Aaron after this shot.
Oh yeah, definitely. Look it up here. Yeah.
It's a volatile relationship.
Half. Okay. In turn or what? Yeah, I think so.
Colton looking at the double.
Yeah.
He's got to come to the back end of that second one a little bit if he wants to clear the yellow.
Hard. Yep. Whoa. 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 Ah. No. Just rolling beside it.
Makes the hit, comes across, and just nudges it to probably a little bit closer freeze.
I shouldn't have said.
Back line.
Back line, I guess.
Just through. Okay.
Scott Bitz looking to remove that stone, more importantly, perhaps roll underneath. You throw this with less weight, you don't have to actually kill it.
Hard. 10. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Key is you want to get across the face. You'd love to get
10, 11.
a rollover on top of your own.
I agree with you.
So I think
And this
Warren's
is
got
a
a little
long
more
ways
weight
out.
here than what Scott was hoping for, but it's coming down now, but a little firmer than what he'd hoped.
A little nudge on the yellow didn't hurt him because the
Yeah,
attempted
change the
double
angle
when
there.
it's coming
Yeah.
from that direction is going to push it into the yellow.
Hit and roll.
So you
Okay,
see there,
gotcha.
Colton Flash now looking just to hit and roll.
Just a roll this time, eh? Board. Solid board. Solid board, yeah. Yeah. No. Okay, boys. Solid board. Yep.
So not exactly the result Scott Bitts was looking for, but it does work for them for now.
No,
Whoa,
no,
hair
no,
big,
no,
hair
then.
big. Whoa, then.
Whoa, then.
Whoa.
Not bad, but hair big.
Close.
He's got the solid part
Whoa.
of board down here.
No, 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 no.
It's
Colton
little
just
bit
took a look
firmer
over his
than
shoulder. They got to
what
watch
he
for the
wanted.
jam on the back.
Fine. Nice.
Comes up just enough to push it by that back stone.
I'm back.
So again, the precision that's required, you know, I mean, a lot of us are happy we hit the rock. But here, you know, in their mind, that's, you know, a half shot. Like they had really nice opportunity there to make it a lot tougher for Scott, and they missed it. And they
Either
didn't miss
that
it
or
with
they
a
hit
miss.
roll.
They made it with a made shot, but it wasn't made well enough.
Right.
What do you think? Okay, hit and roll. Stop. Okay, hit and roll. Bump. Okay.
Sounded kind of like Warren had to be talked into that shot, but I don't know what he had in mind.
I was going to say, what else is there? Yeah.
Heavy bump. Big bump. Yep. Yep. Hard. 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 Whoa.
This is
whoa,
really
yeah.
curling on them. They're going to. The first hit's going to be a little thin. Doesn't want to roll to where he could leave the double on the reds, and I think it has. It'll be a run double, but it's definitely available to get them all flying.
If it rolled 3 or 4 inches less, stayed on that center line side, it would have been.
That's half a rock too far.
Yes, it is.
In.
And if it was going to be half a rock too far, you'd have been happier if it
Yeah, I
rolled
think
2
so.
feet more. You'd have been
Exactly.
behind the corner.
Straight up.
They still couldn't really deal with it. It's just been that kind of game so far for Scott Bitts. They've been
Close. Whoa.
so close.
Whoa.
This needs
But
to
not
curl up a
close
little
enough.
bit. It's not coming across this
Curl.
line enough.
Curl.
But it does.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Oh, sir.
Scott Bitts still an opportunity to perhaps get a deuce here. He needs to make the hit and roll behind the corner guard.
Got it.
Might make the double if he does. One more look at this shot by Colton Flash.
Control.
I'm busy watching
Hit that
Warren
about as well as he
rearrange
could.
the- Yeah, he did.
He,
Rearrange the reds. I think they're mixing up their rocks there too.
Never seems to be the team that's in the lead that's changing their
Yeah,
rocks
it's-
around as pronounced as the team that's not in the lead.
Yeah.
Well, presumably the team that's in the lead has them in the right order. That's not to say
start
they're
with.
throwing them 1 through 8.
Oh no.
We've talked about it already through the first 4 draws. There's been a lot of coaches out here, and not just when their teams are playing, with the binoculars out, trying to find the order that everybody's throwing them in.
That big board.
Okay.
Right there.
Such a huge advantage if you can find that rock that has a little bit more curl and know when you need to throw it.
Yeah, and use it.
So all the teams are looking for that information.
Solid board, just roll that way.
Okay. What are you throwing?
Solid board.
And come Sunday in the playoff situations, you'll see teams make their rock selections based on a set that they think they might be able to bury around with a little bit more.
Oh, for sure. It's all part of the game.
A little hot. Yeah, whoa! Clean. Yep. Yep. Hard. Yes! Hard. Whoa.
Trying to
Whoa.
avoid the kind of
Yep.
jam that
Yeah.
gave
Roll it. Roll
Colton
it.
the advantage.
Roll it, Dan.
And they did. So Scott's looking at 2 on his final.
Great shot.
Control or draw, what do you like?
That's is that weight soft on that last one, or just?
No, they just curl.
Fine.
I think so.
Like the ice?
Yep. Mine curled here.
There's your answers. No right answer here, right or wrong, just what you want to throw.
Sometimes that's the nice thing about a shot like Colton's. If you can roll into that 8-foot area, you know, in the 4-foot they're going to hit it for sure. If you roll in the 12-foot, they're probably drawing for sure. At least here you put 2 shots into his mind.
Yeah, gotta make a decision.
Clean.
Yeah, go. Hard.
Clean. Yep. Hard.
Scott
Hard
called
to
them
stick,
on right
hard.
away for line here.
Right up the stick.
Makes the hit. Rolls a little bit, but does hang on just the back nibble of the button, and that's enough to get his single point. Colton Flash will have a 3-1 lead in the last rock when we begin the 4th.
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White Ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White Ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
Get on your game with Asham Curling Supplies. Customize your slide with the all-new Express Ultralight and Club Shoe, featuring the style, comfort, and performance you expect from Asham. Sweep the competition with our Pro Grip gloves and ultralight carbon fiber, composite, and fiberglass handles, plus World Curling Federation approved pads.
Hi folks, I'm Arnold Asham, and our product is always satisfaction guaranteed or your money back.
Asham Curling Supplies, online, in-store, and at your club.
Welcome back, everyone. We'll once again update all of the scores here in this evening's draw. Susan?
Well, in our other A semi-final game, as you can tell, the score is 2-1. Matt Dunstone throwing last stone here for the Laycock team came up light on his first draw attempt. Brady Kendall hit and stuck, forced the Laycock team to look at 2, and Matt put it on the 8-foot for the single point.
And over on sheet 2, which is a B game, very messy third end, and it was a steal of 2 by the Casey team, so make the score there at 3-2, Casey over Bryden.
After a nice run-back double performed there by Colton Flash, Scott Bitts looking at 2, hit and stayed for his single point, gets on the board, scores 3-1 Colton Flash.
And we are still in the third end here. Over on sheet 4, like I said, a little behind. We're in the middle of the end. I can update you on that later. Score remains the same, 2-1 for Dice.
Fully, sorry, bite the fork.
Interesting scoreboard marking on sheet 3.
No, it's T. It's T line for sure. Plus. Wow.
Oh, we haven't seen that for a little while. Good one, Kim. Yes.
Go.
Sometimes it just happens. I'll catch it quickly.
Okay.
You can see where the 1 point for Scott Bitts wasn't hung up in the third end.
Yeah.
So, the score is correct.
Yeah.
It's a long day here, too, for our volunteers.
It is.
We're all here for a 9 a.m. draw, and a lot of these folks are here from start to finish. So,
yeah, you have to say thank you to the volunteers for sure, and there's a ton of great volunteers here this weekend.
We don't even dare talk about today being a long day, because tomorrow, and I'll tell you what, it's a good day to phone in sick from work and just park yourself in front of the computer or the TV or wherever you're watching us. 4 games tomorrow. And a lot of playoff spots if they're not determined. Of course, the A final will be at noon. It's a big B games after that.
Well, and depends how you define big, but we start losing teams tomorrow too.
Yes, that's true. Friday is always such a big day at the tankard.
Hard, go for weight too. Hard, Dan, go, go, go. Right on. Keep going, every inch. Go, go, go. Shot. Sweet, boys. Good spot.
Nice shot.
He's got the back four on this intern side all day.
Let's go intern. Yeah.
Aaron Schmidt looking to duck in behind these 3 rocks on the center
Sweeping
line.
everything today. Tonight.
Yeah, gotta go. Hard line. Hard. Hard line.
Hard, boys.
I think hard everything.
Hard,
no?
hard, hard. Hard, boys. Hard, 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 hard.
That's fine.
That's
Nice,
good.
Sweet.
Good spot.
Oh. Get her going.
And I swear I just heard Warren Jackson.
2/3, 3/4.
2/3.
I don't want to say complaining,
I know what
but
you
I
mean.
do. It seems like I'm sweeping everything tonight.
That's your
That's
job,
how
man.
I feel about sweeping.
Whoa. Close. No. Yep. Yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Looking for the double peel here and just drives it by the second stone.
Here tonight, eh?
I thought it was a bit tender.
Okay.
You were right. Protect for a bit or no?
Tap, I like that. Tap her back, boys.
Okay.
Just a bit more weight here.
So just playing the tap. Feet more weight required.
I like it.
Maybe a little
Heavy
more
bending.
so Warren doesn't have to
Big.
sweep.
I'd say 8, 9.
Where?
8, 7. No,
Mine's hard. 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 Oh.
Just rubs that stone on the way by. Shooter comes to rest. Well, spins back, maybe gets a little nibble of the forefoot. He is sitting too, but neither one of them is
3/4.
really in a great spot.
Three quarters on the top one.
It's another chance for Dan to move some granite around.
Whoa. Yep. Yes. Hard. Jesus.
Well, they got some curl there that they weren't
Yeah,
expecting. Hits it right on the nose, drives it back, kills the yellow, and actually nudges that red up into the forefoot.
Top 8.
Okay. Top 8.
Okay.
Yeah, Colton said close as soon as Dan let go, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden took off on him, even without weight.
Line's good. Might get tight.
Gotta go.
Just wonder if it got steered a little bit. I could see them sort of doing the hand motion for that kind of an impact on release.
Line's good.
A little surprised they're coming right in this early again. You've seen the Flash team throw the big weight run backs,
Line's good.
and it is their guard out front.
Line's good.
They're going to run that back for sure.
Yeah, I agree with you, Sean. And
Could
that's
have played
such a
the
tight
long
one.
guard.
You should have played the long guard there. Yeah.
Make him at least make a few
right.
attempts at the double peel.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're
Is that out turn? What turn?
Out.
Right on the nose, maybe?
Good question when the broom is right in the middle of the rock.
Yeah.
The red lined up interesting.
Whichever
it might
turn you
jam
wanna
on the
throw.
back yellow.
Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard.
Runs it back.
Shot.
Makes contact with the two reds and does jam the back one, but with that big weight, that's enough to spill it out.
And has the reds nicely staggered also if it comes to that.
Yeah. Does that count
Who's
for the
got
double
second
board?
shot, though?
I think so.
One more look at that. It's right on the nose. And I mean right on the nose. That guard did not move over it
And
a millimeter.
Yeah. I guess that wouldn't count as a double board since
Pardon?
Yeah, he didn't kill two
he didn't
reds.
kill two reds, yeah. very important question.
He moved every rock that was in play, but he didn't
Sure
kill
enough.
2 red.
Yeah, it definitely changes things.
I didn't hear Scott indicate
Six.
who's got
Go
second
hard,
shot, and
hard
that
early.
can matter here.
Line's good.
It's certainly hard to tell from our
Yeah,
angle.
I was going to
Line's
say
good.
2 red, but
Six.
just from the
Rip.
overhead camera.
Go. Hard.
Well, I don't know.
Hard.
You sure have to make sure you're by that if it's 2 red.
Good throw, Jimmy. Good throw.
That's pretty nice.
They like fluff. Well, then you just give him that like hack waiter thing again.
Same way, same thing you played a couple ends ago.
Yeah, you have to. Okay. Unless you want to run the guard. We gotta play hack waiter on this one.
It'd be nice just to get this one sitting second, right?
Yeah. Roll a little bit down,
Yeah.
wait.
Hack
Same
weight.
way you threw in 2. Yeah. Hack. Yep.
And the reason, of course, they'd like to get second shot is it makes it a little riskier to keep ignoring these yellow ones.
Yep. Whoa.
Hack.
Whoa. Whoa.
Scott Pitt's happy to ignore them if he's
Close.
not
Yeah,
facing any
yeah,
more than a
yeah,
possible
whoa,
force, but if he's
whoa.
going to give up 2 or 3, that's a different story. And it does roll just a little too far for that.
Still think it's red 1 and
with it,
2.
or-
Well, he's setting up this, right, for about $1 million. So
For a
Well, that's
million.
okay.
They didn't stop till
We're
they
here
in there
every
'cause
time
it's
then.
just too-
What's that,
We're
buddy?
using having
Yeah,
assist.
He won't get $1 million.
Yeah.
It'll just feel like it when you're down 3-1.
Where was it?
Well, it depends how many times you play the draw and let him play this little tap and roll over to the corner. That's what Scott's talking
It's
about.
an optimistic 6.
Well, Scott's always had a wry sense of humor.
slick. Is that
It's close.
a bad assessment? Or?
It's close.
Just maybe a little more curl and a couple feet heavier.
You want to be full 4?
Yeah, same idea.
Okay.
Top. Yeah, top of the button is fine.
Okay.
Too, I think.
Still, it's one of the few building shots that Scott's had this game. He's had to play some defensive shots here, and this is a nice opportunity to get a steal going.
6. Line's good. Room. 5, 6. Room for sure. More room than mine, looks like. Can you take it? Yep. Gotta be here. Hard.
Touches
He went
that
too
Yellowstone,
short.
doesn't get in enough to be second shot.
3/4. 3/4. Roll it here. Let you roll right through it. Right. Right there.
Yeah, we're expecting just dead straight.
If anything, it's gonna fall.
Okay. Go straight, eh?
Yeah.
Gives Colton the chance to try to. Probably not going to be able to get the second one out as hard as he throws, but he only needs to nudge it over about a foot to sit 2.
All right, bud. Should run as usual, eh?
If he ever happens to hit it a little bit thick and just rolls in behind cover, that's not a bad result either.
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
I don't think they want them to sweep.
Anything!
Oh.
Okay.
That's okay.
Throw.
Makes the hit, but only rolls
No, we
over a
do it,
couple
or-
inches, and
What's up?
No, we do it.
that may give Scott the chance to
Sure
hit and roll
does.
to the top of the button, and
Same high school.
you're suddenly looking at
Yeah, throw
a
hard.
pretty good steal opportunity.
Nothing back here I can jam anymore. So.
He's always got
Wow.
that
We've been
cynically
throwing
funny
for
remark.
See, even just here, like we'll get a little more curl. to
Well,
it.
nice little roll.
It seems like
Is
that.
that too much?
good?
I don't think so.
I can't think so.
We can show them a piece on this side, eh?
Yeah.
We best be under.
Well, they saw Colton's run down
We're all
here,
same
and Colton probably is going to have a little bit more weight than Scott's throwing on this,
Right
but
under,
Colton's
right
didn't
under.
move, so they're trying to ice accordingly here.
Those controls I threw last end, are they good or
Yeah, it was good.
decent
Yep.
in the bracket?
Yep.
In the realm.
House. Yep. Whoa. Easy. Yep.
Scott Fitz looking to hit and roll. He can get to the top of the button. He can set up a steal here. Makes the hit.
Close.
Rolls a little bit past the top of the button.
I think it's enough. Not perfect.
Well, it's not bad.
Can I go like this? Probably
There
not.
is a shot. He could try to hit the yellow and into the crotch of the two
What if I
reds.
nut
A
it
little
in here,
dangerous,
actually,
though.
Right?
Yeah.
And maybe you can still do that.
You could even hit thinner.
That's what I mean. Like, I think you can get something good coming out of it.
Why don't we try to do this?
Let's do it.
You thinking that?
I think if I dead nut it, I should be shot.
Okay.
Okay, well then it's not that dangerous. Yeah, I guess it does look like if he comes right into the side of that redstone, he'll have a bite of the forefoot.
It's for two, if you make it right.
Okay, let's go, bud. I think, like, yeah, thin for maybe two, and if you nut it, it's for one.
Yeah.
I think.
Quarter off. Okay. Half would be for one, probably.
Okay, let's do it.
Hard. Yep.
Colton Flash looking to come off his own stone, see if he can't get a deuce here.
Hard.
At the very least, he'd like to get the single. Hits the first one a little thick, comes across, does get that second redstone out of the rings, and will pick up his single point. He'll take a 4-1 lead into the fifth end.
Take your Share More plan with you and enjoy worry-free data in the U.S. The all-new Share More Canada and U.S. plan, now available from SaskTel.
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, once again, we'll quickly update all of these scores here. Everybody's getting close to that fifth end break.
Fourth end with nothing in play except for one last rock in the fourth end, which Brady Kendall nosed on his blank attempt and took 1 point. So that game's 2-2, and same thing, they're on skip rocks here in the fifth.
Well, over on the second sheet, it was a great last shot by Randy Bryden. Got 3. Make that 5-3. Now Bryden over Casey.
Colton with that in off his own shot into a buried Scott Bitts stone. Sits and stays there for the 1 point, looking at 2, and takes his 4-1 lead into the fifth end.
Well, we are still playing the fourth end here in this sheet that has Dice playing Brent Geddick in the hometown team, and every time you hear the cheering and the yelling, that's usually for them. But we're still in the middle of the fourth end, so I'll get back to you on that score.
And the Ice Makers might be kind of happy that that game is a little bit behind, because otherwise we could be coming up on the Ice Makers nightmare where all 4 sheets ended up in the fifth end break at the exact same time. It's within a few rocks through sheets 1 to 3.
Not good, is it? Top 8.
So Trent Knapp on his first one stays above the tee line, maybe just a couple of inches deep there, biting the button, but still acceptable by all means. And tight corner guard there by Rory Golanowski. Just getting into Trent Knapp's second stone here. I think they're looking for about top 12, top 8.
I think it's a little hot, so it's coming down.
Okay, it still needs to curl, so this is sit too.
Well, comes down almost right to the face of his own stone. That's probably deeper than what they had in mind because it allows Scott Bitts a chance. He's going to pass on it for now, but it'll still be there later as well. He can hit that yellow pretty much right on the nose, quiet weight, and stay frozen. Going to try to use the corner guard first.
Always sweep the corner. Always sweep it.
Line good.
Is that Warren still complaining?
Jimmy in. Nice line, Rube.
Jimmy, you in. Jump.
Good throw, Rory. Good shot. Good sweep, Jimmy.
He's going to be wondering, I switched sides because I switched sides depending on who I'm sweeping with, and I'm still on the side where I had to sweep.
Yep. Yes. Good. Good.
One skill that's sort of overlooked on the sweeping out there is the footwork it takes to keep up with those big weight peels. That's not an easy task out there, especially when you're trying to move your broom as fast as you absolutely possibly can. So that it's one of those that's a lot harder than what it looks.
Takes some coordination to move the broom that fast on your feet that fast.
Well, especially if you're on the two grippers. You know, it's one thing we've got the slider.
It's kind of like dancing.
Looking to replace the corner guard here, and this is going to be very long and maybe over curl, and they're talking about it picking.
Yeah. Is nosing it good, or roll a little bit in, or does that even help us?
I think it helps them.
Okay, if it doesn't help, then just
good with that. You can roll here, I guess.
No, don't get cute. Don't get
he comes
cute.
around. Just roll out.
Feel it.
Yes! Whoa!
What?
Whoa.
Looking to just hit and roll out of
Oh,
play
right
here,
over.
but
Yep. It's not bad, actually.
hits it a little bit thick, rolls over to the back 8 foot on the other side.
Getting to the point where all those yellow rocks and red wings are actually not necessarily helping the Flash team.
Well, they're not at all, because here again with those two that are lined up, and Scott could play this anytime. He's going to play it now.
Clean that up.
If he hits that top one right in the nose, he's going to stay frozen, and he can tap the other one back really anywhere he wants. But I think what they've decided to play here is try to tap it back even with the one that was just thrown. And yeah, you can get a wall and a freeze, but this is going to over curl on them.
That luck came down in a hurry. So
And again, it sounds like it surprised them.
Well, I don't know if you want to make. Hit and roll into this one.
Well, that was a great opportunity right there, and maybe your best opportunity.
Normal. What?
This end.
Normal. Normal? Yep. Go big.
Clean.
Yep.
Go big.
Whoa. 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 Okay.
All right.
Getting mighty yellow.
Hey, set the wall up here, Warren.
Yep. Leg hack on the nose.
Okay. Did he say hack? Yeah.
Now I gotta move some shit around there.
Dude, gotta move a couple rocks.
Okay.
Hack. Easy.
Heavy hack.
Line's good. Easy.
Go hard. Hard. Whoa. Yep. Hard.
So looking to try to get a couple of these moving. I don't think he's worried about killing them, but certainly wants to get one or two behind the tee line. Well, that's a great shot.
Good throw, Warren.
Good throw.
Not only got them behind the tee line, but the one he just threw is hard to remove because it's actually staggered on that top yellow, and it's probably coming back into the two at the back 8.
Well, any attempt on it too takes out your top 4 foot rock, leaving all those back yellows to work with.
It's coming into here.
At,
What about
at
if you
this
hit on
point in
this
time,
side?
with the score the
Still
way it is, I
coming
don't
into
think
here.
Colton is worried about losing his
I
own.
think you
The
just rip
problem
it
is
hard right on the nose and just hope
it's
it
real
touches
hard
this
to make
one
the
first
red
and
go
goes
away.
around. Hope it goes out. Just rip it hard on the nose.
Okay, I'll whip this one if you want.
Yeah. If you hit it a little low, it might just miss that and go like this. So
If you miss the yellow?
might
Okay,
be able to
you
get
got
it
it?
like this.
Okay. We just want to try to
Might.
drill it in the nose.
Just throw it hard. Nose or just a hair inside.
With the outer.
Out. Hair
What?
inside's fine.
Out turn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nose or hair inside.
Whoa.
Now he was looking to get inside the nose. This is going to be out a little bit. Comes into
And
those
just
two
exactly
and
as Colton,
with enough spin.
yep,
gets
drew
all
it
the way
out there. Scott just going, what do we have to do in order to get something going here? It's quite the message that the Colton Flash team has been sending here end after end, that whatever you do, we're able to get out of it.
One of the two. Or here.
And they've been doing it with the power game and then turning right around and doing it with the soft game also.
It is so tough to position that.
One more look at this coming in.
back 8, boys.
Not the way they drew it up. They were looking to hit that on the other side.
But he figured if he got to the nose, he could get the action off the back ones.
Back 8 foot.
9.
Group.
Stay
Line's
close.
real good.
Warren Jackson now looking
Shimmy
to come
close.
around that stone at the top of the 8 foot.
Line's real good. Yep. Right back here. All you, all you.
Still 9.
Still there.
Yep. Go.
He can come a long ways back as
Good
long
throw,
as you
Jimmy.
bury it
Very
or
nice, Jimmy.
stay for second
Good
shot.
shot.
Might have left a little piece open.
Real good.
His shot.
I know, but I still like the run, I think.
All you got to do is just hammer it. Just
Yeah,
roll
I
out.
like the run. Out turn, center rock.
Yeah.
Would be good.
Good.
Nose is best. We want to lose our going we're running in.
Yeah. Or just roll it over. Probably going right. How much?
Out turn, center.
Yep.
And the nose is good.
Yeah.
Millimeter high.
Warren and Scott look like they're having a
Nose
good
is
time
going
back there.
Ideally, it doesn't stay there.
May as well when you're getting beat up, you know, so far in this first part of the game.
Yep. Yep. High.
Colton Flash looking to run back his own stone at the top of the 8 foot. They jumped on this right away. Needs to hit close to the nose.
Roll it, roll it, roll it.
And he drives it just by. And the shooter rolls far enough that it is the bit stone at the back of the 8 foot sitting shot rock.
Tendency when you are throwing that big weight to just come a little close to that center line and be inside right from the start on the slide.
And if you're a little deeper, so be it.
You could hit the second shot too.
She's throwing his 3 first?
Yeah.
So up top 8 foot.
Top 8, just corner frozen there.
Not even froze,
Not even,
but
yeah.
kinda up. Up in that neck of the woods.
The key here for Scott Bitts is not to leave any kind of a double. He's probably getting sick of watching Colton Flash make them.
I'm thinking the same thing too.
73, little extension there.
Better. Still sliding.
6, 5.
Still there.
Looks good.
Waiting for the curl here, starting to come now.
6.
I think you're all there.
6, 7.
Trouble here, Warren.
Okay. Jet. Beauty.
Tucks it actually
shot.
around that red one, or that yellow one, and
I think
does
it's
look to still be
second
second shot.
He's looking at it.
To even tuck it into here is not bad, right?
Like off of it.
Yeah. I mean, there's no risk, right? And all you have to do is bump it 2 inches, right?
So what do you want
Half?
to do? Half of it.
Half's close, just to be in there.
You throwing out turn again?
Out turn, yeah.
So using his back yellow one, that's fourth shot, can actually help him out here.
It's around
And
the
if he
horn
can
thing
sit
there?
in front of it, he'll
Well,
be
even
shot
just
rock
kinda
and giving
just-
Scott a
It
very
touches really, but it
tough
didn't even
shot
get close
for
to it.
his
It just
2
makes
points.
It a little tougher, right?
Yeah, yeah.
makes the nose hit a little trickier.
Like just a less kick.
Yeah.
It's funny, Kevin's saying less. I think he means more because I think he's throwing the out turn. Yeah, and there he is.
Hard! Hard! Hard!
So looking to hit, come across off his own, spin up, and comes too straight into his own.
Tight again, or just not enough ice?
We're out here. Just draw the button. So we just T-line?
Yeah.
Scott Bitts with a chance here to pick up a deuce and closed within a single point going into the break. Needs full 8 foot here.
What was that last one, Schmitty?
73, a little extension there.
Well, and the difference is, too, he's sitting in the hack. Colton only had the half shot, like not some super run back double, move 6 rocks kind of shot that you sort of have to get over in order to prepare yourself for the next one.
Yeah,
It's just Colton actually hit and rolled out. Scott's got an open shot here.
Softer release.
All right. They jumped this one right out of his hand. Was a little deep on the first one. They did have a discussion about the weight. They have not let up yet. Aaron Schmidt keeps looking up, but he hasn't picked his brush up yet.
Good shot, Scotty. Good shot.
Very good. Good scrub, boys.
Well, the Brushers knew what they were doing. They bring that right into the corner of the button, and it is 2 points for Scott Bitts. Colton Flash will take a 4-3 lead into the break, and Kim Hudson has made her way down to ice level, and I think she has Colton Flash standing by.
I do. I have Colton right here. I know you're not happy about the deuce, but the 3-ender was pretty fantastic and some great sweeping. You got a good sweeping team. What do you think of the 3-ender in the start of the game?
Yeah, no, Kevin made a great little hack waiter, and then we got a little fortunate on Scott's to jam it there, but we capitalized, and it was a great 3 to start.
Yeah, certainly was. It's been a great game. Nice aggressive play. Tough deuce to give up here in 5, but you still have control. What's the thought going forward?
Yeah, and we'll just keep it simple still. You know, try to make sure we score, get a deuce back would be great.
Yeah. How important is it to be in that A final tomorrow?
That's huge, right? Like to get in the A final gives you just one step closer to the Page playoff, right?
Yeah, isn't that the truth? All right, good luck with the rest of the game. Thanks so much, Colton.
Thank you.
Saskatchewan Championship Curling is brought to you by SaskTel, Viterra, Service Equipment, White Ice and East Side Paint and Wallpaper, Asham Curling Supplies, Jiffy Lube, CurlSask, and SaskTel Max.
All right, people, let's get to work. Lights off.
Ma'am, there's someone at the door. Unknown male, might be a salesman.
Take care of it. You, drop the temperature. I'm roasting.
Ma'am, your straightening iron. Shall I pull the plug?
Yes. While you're at it, leave room for milk.
The crown jewel has been stolen. For almost 40 years, it has been kept far from its home. Saskatchewan, the time has come. So don your green and will your team back to glory. This Tim Hortons Briar, be there for history in the making.
When you need to hurry, you can count on Team Jiffy Lube. With fast, warranty-approved service while you wait. Jiffy Lube, your oil change experts.
Get on your game with Asham Curling Supplies. Customize your slide with the all-new Express Ultralight and Club Shoe, featuring the style, comfort, and performance you expect from Asham. Sweep the competition with our Pro Grip gloves and ultralight carbon fiber, composite, and fiberglass handles, plus World Curling Federation approved pads.
Hey folks, I'm Arnold Asherman. For 39 years, our product has been satisfaction guaranteed or your money back.
Asham Curling Supplies, online, in-store, and at your club.
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White Ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White Ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
Totally my first time. I'm very excited. Don't worry, we're having a great time. We're gonna throw around and practice, and then we're gonna actually play a game. Really? Awesome.
Not be better. Yeah. Could be better.
Want to try it and have some fun? Hurry hard to your local curling center or visit CurlSask.ca to find a curling center near you.
Introducing the all-new heated cab for the John Deere 1R tractor. Simply captivating.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, we've got another update for you here. Susan?
Well, this young squad from the Saskatoon Sutherland is going toe-to-toe with Steve Laycock's team. They had a great fifth end, forced Matt Dunstone to look at 3 rocks and hit and stick for 1 point and a 3-2 lead in the 6th.
Well, you can see on the scoreboard there was a big 5-ender in the 5th end, and I believe we have the replay of that. You can see that the score with that 5-ender does go to 8-5, but here comes the replay.
And it was just the open hit.
There you go. It was an open hit for 5. So make that score 8-5, Casey over Bryden.
We saw Scott Bitts make his draw to the 8-foot there for 2 points and narrows the lead. Still down though, 4-3, playing the 6th end.
And this is the last rock coming right now in the 5th end. And we see Ryan Dice is drawing into the house. Well, you don't see it, I guess, but he's drawing into the rings for 2. Rock is just crossing the hog line. There you go.
Brent Geddick's final stone is
There
the
you
one
go.
there at the back 12-foot. Brent tried to make that draw and it just kept sliding and sliding on him. Looks like 2 for the Dice team.
And that game just a little bit behind because they had an ice repair to do. So those of you just joining us, that's the reason why they're only finishing 5 there now.
Or a 1? Yeah, okay.
So back to our feature game. We have Rory / Kleider Galanowski.
Top 4 is real nice.
Playing the come around to the top
4,
4.
5. Plenty of room.
Line's getting better.
Are you trying to tell me that Kolanowski's his maiden name?
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, Rory. Nice weight.
Good throw, Rory.
Is this nice? Yeah.
It's a 2 rock.
Yeah.
There you go if you're charting rocks. Something about the number 2 yellow.
Well, as soon as he said the 2 rock, Colton moved over and gave him a little more ice. Maybe
Do
feel
the
this
math.
one's the one that curls.
Yeah.
And Trent sounded like a little tight on this one. They're on the sweep right out of his hand.
Go, Kev. Whoa.
But you can be narrow on the shot if you got sweeping like that to get you by guards.
I agree. I'm so impressed with the sweeping on this team.
Don't be wide, because
Just go this.
They can hold anything.
Okay. I was hit, boys.
Wow. Whoa.
By contrast here, the Bits team,
Right off.
Warren Jackson keeps wondering why he has to sweep every rock. Didn't have to sweep this one. Hits a little bit too thin, and that will roll out of the rings. Doesn't quite touch the divider, but give the Flash team a chance to play the come around themselves.
Yeah, get in there first.
Well, and get Bits on the defensive a little bit.
Give it some. Close for away here. Air room.
Top. T.
Wide.
Can't.
Right off.
It's got a lot of room yet.
Take it back here then.
Not shy on the
Looks like
weight
it's gonna
either.
be deep. They don't want to be right behind the button, so now trying to bring it back.
Yeah, back eight's better.
Keep going. Keep going. Okay.
And that's a good lesson right there, too. Sweepers knew pretty early that that rock was going deep, and as Sean had just said, back button would be no good, only helps your opposition. So picking that up right away and getting that rock back is a really, one of those really small things that separates the teams from being good and great.
Yeah.
It's good.
Scott Bits was probably back there yelling,
Running
"Whoa."
like it's hot.
Exactly.
It is.
Warren Jackson is getting a little smarter as this game goes on. He dropped off the hog line and let Rory switch sides so that he could sweep.
I didn't think it was that hard with his hand, but. Okay, Dan, let's go, buddy.
Mine was good, eh?
Yeah, I think so, with the right weight.
With the right weight, it'll come in. Yeah.
The Bit stone is shot rock, but Colton Flash ignoring it for now. Would like to get shot rock in the front half of the house somewhere.
Got a lot of room. Weight's good. Got a lot of room.
Kevin.
Weight's good.
Top 4. Just top 4.
Go, Kev. Weight's good. Go, Kev.
All right, Kevin.
Come on, help me.
Looking for the offside sweep to try to get some curl here.
Hard, come on, hard. Hard, keep going.
Brings it into just about 3/4 8 foot, and I think that's enough to be shot rock.
Okay. Or what are you thinking?
Well, I was thinking a draw, but
He wants you to kill it, Hack.
If you want.
you guys like this?
Okay.
Quickest answer, I think, was Aaron Schmidt. Yep, I like it.
Heavy hack.
Whoa, that.
Oh, that-
Clean.
Clean.
Yep.
Bob.
Whoa, whoa. Whoa, no.
Makes the hit, but the shooter's going to roll all the way over to the edge of the 12-foot and
Sorry, it's big.
spins back in, so he does keep it in play, but
Yeah, I think just a little heavier than what they were looking for. That's a pretty strong hack.
gives Colton another chance. Kevin Marsh now in the hacks.
Sweep it in there.
Whoa, then.
A little heavy. Okay, I got room. Line's pretty good.
Okay,
Weight's good.
Line's good. Room though.
coming off a bit.
Room.
Yep.
Line's good. Line's great.
Half in the
Where do you
four.
want it?
Just half in the four. Max.
Line's really
Let's
good.
Go full 8. Go down.
We're good.
Go finish. Yep. Really good.
What was that? Half in the 4?
I love the precision, and you know, when you play out on the World Curling Tour like these guys do, you learn very quickly that you make perfect shots and teams can still make shots against you. So that is your only best chance, is you have to make perfect shots in order to have a fighting chance. So it just becomes ingrained in how you make your shots that every little half inch counts out here.
Looks to me like they left it about an inch and 5/16 short of what they had.
Yeah, I think Bruce Corte, coach there, is jotting that note down.
Come back here.
Yeah. 7, 8. 8.
Still room. Still lots of room. Half, back, 4.
They knew this call was coming. They knew the freeze was coming. That's one of the reasons why they wanted to keep it up high. Even if he makes the freeze, you want to keep plenty of scoring area available. And this is going to be heavy again.
He threw there. So we go right on top of it.
Scott Bitts, knowing that he's likely going to have to draw.
Yeah.
On confirmation from the sweepers of whether or not it's getting faster. I don't know what the answer you're looking for there is. Do you really want to know that he just threw it heavy, or would you rather at least like to think that?
Although sometimes, you know what, after the 5th end break sweep, it can be a tad faster, but I don't think that's what they're after here.
Weight's good.
Oh, it's a little heavy.
Where is it?
Running like it's a little heavy
Just
still.
to it.
No, we can't be on the corner. We can't be to it.
Well, maybe a little chance to get out of jail here.
Yeah.
We can come back again into the back 4 foot.
Control and get those moving, or what do you think?
Down.
Whatever he wants. Right. He wants to play those.
That? Sure.
That's okay too.
I don't know.
Control, you're thinking?
Well, you can probably get both.
That should spill out here somewhere.
So.
Yeah, I think so. That's good, yeah.
The discussion really was just about the weight. You can't really afford to roll out on this one because you've got that wall at the back of the 8 foot.
Try and get as close to nose as we can.
Needs to make the double. Would like to hold his shooter in the 8 foot somewhere.
Still early enough in the game. I mean, that in-turn draw around those 2 staggered yellow rocks is kind of tempting also. But playing here to stay in the game, it is only the 6th.
Clean. House. Get.
Yep.
Hard.
Heavy house.
Whoa. Get. No. Get.
Good shot.
Makes the double, and not only that, keeps his shooter in the way of that draw to the back too.
Nice throw, Scotty.
Thanks, Should be the same as the other side?
Yeah, I think so.
But it was really quick on this side.
It's a T, top 4 T.
So coming around again, same thing, just other turn.
Top 4? Yeah.
He's got to be careful not to come too deep here. That stone just thrown by Scott Bitts stayed in a great spot for him. If
sure
you
did.
ever brought this too deep, you'd have the short little angle run. So you heard them say just top 4. That would make that angle pretty steep.
Room right now.
Can't.
Back 8.
Yeah, back 8.
Whoa, starting to curl
Back 8.
now. No.
Back 8 on its own.
Starting to curl.
Okay. Back
Getting
8.
tight.
Yep. Wait.
Yes! You're by.
We're back 4.
Okay, whoa then. Leave room for 2.
Yep.
Okay.
Not bad.
2 meaning they expect Scott to freeze on that, and then they still need a piece of that button to be able to come to. So again, when it didn't stop quite where they wanted it to, astute enough to make sure that they didn't get blocked out of chance to get to the draw or the button if Scott makes this perfectly.
Let's get our force back for that.
What did you have? Yeah, 13.6. 13.62. Most times running that red one there. They watched it the whole way, I guess, too. And then it seemed to take a big
I think Scott and Warren discussed bringing it right back to the back wheel. I think he could be top button here, and I don't see how he scores two.
We're taking more.
This is
If you're
good,
top
too,
button, I don't know how he scores at all.
Well, that's just it. Top button is.
I think that's
You'd
where
have
they
to-
just
Ideal.
showed. Are
You'd
they
have to
not
play the
playing in
double, I
top
think,
button?
to get a single.
In this spot, he just threw a 13-6, like with no sweep the whole way down. So I think that 70 is good.
Even at 80, with 80. I think we're a little soft, maybe.
Line's good.
Go hard, then.
Tight if anything. Could be tight. Hard. Hard line. Hard.
We buy it or no? We're working our asses off.
Okay, Scott.
We don't need to sweep more than we need to.
All right.
Well, this one's still less wide than that one, right? Although we played this one already.
Certainly a different level of desire out there, it seems.
Well, he's not wrong, though. When you're not by the guard, there's really not much point in continuing to sweep.
I think this
They
way's
did
better.
take that side away, I think.
The curls more.
But you don't need curl.
Yeah, we don't want curl.
No. Right here. You just need full 8.
You threw this too before.
I've thrown this already.
Edge of the 12? Remember we threw
Little
this?
less.
Remember we threw this?
Yeah, right there.
We
That's
threw
good.
this to the one that was back.
Oh, we need
12
full
there,
8,
too?
so.
Full 8? So
Yeah.
it should
Good
hang
ice?
for a bit.
Good ice?
I think so. Yeah.
You got to give it right on the tee
What do we
line.
need?
Full
Full
8.
8?
We're in
Yeah,
the T
full
line,
8
guys.
around
It's got to be like precisely on the T line, otherwise we'll be.
We'll put it on the tee
Something nice and wide, so.
Yeah.
Speed should run fine out here. Do you want just a little less than the last one?
Yeah, that was too much on the last.
Okay.
So. It's a regular T line.
So it's just concentrating on the broom here and pretending that there's not second shot there that's the enemy rock in the 8-foot, making sure you do get out the stick so that you don't do anything ridiculous and tap up that red one that's in the way. So they've opened up the broom here and trying to stay out wide.
All you.
Line's good. Perfect. Line's money. Perfect. Put on the T line, guys. Looks
Perfect
there.
line.
We're good.
So safely by that
Kid.
Nicely
red
done.
rock and beautiful weight.
Puts the draw right into the corner of the 4-foot, picks up his 2 points here, and restores the 3-point lead going into the 7th end.
Take your Share More plan with you and enjoy worry-free data in the U.S. The all-new Share More Canada and U.S. plan, now available from SaskTel.
Get on your game with Asham Curling Supplies. Customize your slide with the all-new Express Ultralight and Club Shoe, featuring the style, comfort, and performance you expect from Asham. Sweep the competition with our Pro Grip gloves and ultralight carbon fiber, composite, and fiberglass handles, plus World Curling Federation approved pads.
Hi folks, I'm Arnold Asham, and our product is always satisfaction guaranteed or your money back.
Asham Curling Supplies, online, in-store, and at your club.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, a few more scores to report here in this Thursday night action. Susan?
Brady Kendall made a very nice draw to the full 4-foot for his 3 points, but they were sitting rocks on the 4-foot all end, and both Laycock and Dunstone missed their first run back attempts. And Matt Dunstone really didn't have much on his second one to minimize the damage. So that left the draw for Brady, and yet another end where this Kendall team has out-curled the Laycock team. So 5-3 for Brady.
On sheet 2, Randy Bryden was forced to 1, so the score there now 6-8 in favor of Casey, and Casey does have hammer.
Another very nice touch draw there by Colton Flash on his second one to go way out wide and catch the tee line and get that 3-point lead back at 6-3, playing the 7th.
Well, you can see the score here on sheet 4, 4-2, Dice over Geddick, and we still have rocks to come here yet in the 6th end. So it's a little red, which is for Ryan Dice right now, but we still have more rocks to come. So very nice deuce by Colton Flash there. Nice last rock draw in the 6th end.
Probably a little disappointing, pardon me, for the Bits team. They did have a chance to get out of that, and possibly even steal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big turn.
Okay. Looks like plenty. Running straight here.
Got lots of top.
Chef, beauty. More handle, the better for it.
It is, yeah.
Really good,
I
bud.
think that might come back to, we've seen the Bits team start out strongly here with 2 very good opening wins, but you know, as they said, they had a very light schedule this year. They haven't played a lot, and I think you lose some of that consistency when you're not out there as frequently as some of your opposition is playing. That starts to show up here end after end, maintain that high level on every shot.
Yep.
He's a curl still. Top 4. Top 4? So you're hitting it a bit?
Top 4.
Well, when you haven't been playing that much all year, you don't want to sweep 3 games.
Obviously.
Nice shot, Trent.
But that being said, I mean, as well as the Flash team is playing, there have been some opportunities that the Bits team hasn't capitalized fully on yet, but just goes to show that, you know, just one good shot an end can take an end away, that you just sort of have to keep having the faith and that you'll get back here with the 4 ends left.
Starting to go now.
Well, a big swing on the last 2 shots last end. If Scott Bits makes his final stone, we might be playing in a tie game right now.
That's right.
Yeah, go right to tee there, Jimmy.
It is.
Shot.
Good throw, Rory.
Hey, Dano, let's rip this.
Yeah, rip it.
So nice shooting by Rory, and they will just casually peel the corner.
Whoa!
And I can keep you posted. You can see over the corner there that Brent Geddick is drawing to the full 8 here for 1 point over in the 4th end, and I'm sure you're going to be able to tell by the noise of the crowd whether he makes this or not.
Just gets the peel thick enough to avoid the 2 yellow stones on the center line.
Yeah, that was a very definitive whoa as soon as he let go.
Scott Bits had a chance to make a play like this a couple of ends ago. They didn't quite get the line on it, so looking once again for the nose hit, tap back to keep the shooter in front of the yellow. That you're going to make contact with. You'd like to get the other behind the tee line. They over curled on the 1-2 ends ago. This one needs to move yet.
Hey. Shut.
Well, the nice thing about hitting it that way is there's no real obvious way to double the reds.
No, it was a nice shot by Aaron, and of course left the backing there in the back 8-foot.
You hit this one thin into here, it might go into here.
Okay. If you hit it real thin, yeah.
Thinner the better. Okay. Even if you just nut it there, it's not bad.
And of course, with the weight that you can throw, or what these guys can throw, is that makes the difference on making this shot plausible.
Yep. Yes. Yep. Hard, buddy. Hard. 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 Too thick. Get that out. Get it right out. Right out. Right out. Right out. Right out. Right out. Good. Good.
Gets the first one fairly thick. Does kill his own, and you can see that spins all the way out the front and. Far enough over on the side, it's not covering any rings anymore.
Little snug.
This changes the situation now for the Bits team. It gives them a chance to throw the corner guard on their shot stone. The rock in the back 8-foot won't worry them. They might even try to use that later on in the end.
If it's still there.
Very nice.
If it's still there.
Good throw.
Good swing.
Also, just play the run then, I guess.
So just try to cross over here or what?
Yeah. Okay. It's a little bit cross face.
Yep.
There's a couple of ways that this shot could go sideways, so they are just trying to run this red one straight back. So you could see where the top red corner could ricochet in off that yellow one just by the board. So trying to avoid that situation.
Makes the run, drives it back, does catch that stone out of the side of the 8-foot and kills both the reds.
They make it look pretty easy.
Still leaves a guard out there for Scott Bits.
Yeah, that's the good news for Scott. They're trying to find something positive in everything, but they're just everything that they put at this Flash team is being answered.
I think we're a little soft.
Yeah, pretty close.
Not bad.
5-6.
Gotta go. Gotta go.
Coming into this middle.
Hard for 8 foot.
Line's
Line's good.
pretty
Line's
good.
really good.
6, 6.
Got room, lot of room.
6, 7.
Easy. Oh, then.
Rory, you're in. Go
Hit it,
in.
Rory.
Go, go, go. Go, go, go.
Hit it. Yeah, hit it. That's good.
Good.
Good throw, Jimmy.
A little bit of
You like
sweep
the
at
run?
the end to try to
Yes,
get that
it
to
is.
Barry. Does bring
up
it
to
just
you.
behind the tee line.
I like the run. Yeah, rip it.
You know, I'm not
Yep.
sure
Nose.
when you
What?
know the other team's going to play run back after run back, that being behind the tee line might not be the worst thing.
Yeah, no, the more separation, the better.
Whoa, whoa, off, off. Off. Dan.
With a 3-point lead, I don't think there was ever any
Roll it out.
chance Colton Flash was going to try to freeze to that. So you made the run back a little bit more difficult. He drives it by, kills that yellow out of the back of the 8-foot, and now you've got a chance to sit 2. But where do you put it so you don't leave a double?
As long as I'm top, as long as I'm not behind the tee for the double.
Yeah. Okay.
So Scott opting to try to duck in behind those 2 little yellow corner guards, catch a little piece of the 12-foot.
Slide better out to the corner here, too.
The problem with that is, in order to be behind the yellow guards, I'm not sure you're in the house.
Coming off now, but
Well, and unless you place it absolutely perfectly, you've got these rocks grouped pretty closely together instead of trying to spread them out.
Could have gone open side.
yeah, we can go there. Go hard.
This is not going to work out well for them. They're going to leave a double. Trying to get it back now to make it as thin as possible.
It's not too thin.
Yeah, it's a quarter. Thin half. Third. Third's
You
really
can
close.
hit it. You can
hit a half, it'll roll out though. Let's aim for a third. Right there.
Yeah, they were running straight.
Yeah, I
for
think
me.
right there.
Good double.
Third. Third of a rock, ideally we nut it. And then it's not buried, right?
Sure, yep.
Make sure they go away.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Never.
Never is not a good sign.
Yeah, it's not sounding good.
Just gets enough of that stone to get it out. Slides behind the other red, and
Well, might have learned a little
Scott
something
Bitts.
from mine, too. And if you got the right weight, line will be good.
I got a 78
Mine ran a long
on
time
one.
with heavy right there. Fuck.
This is surprising that he's going to play this aggressive. He's looking at playing towards that side again.
What did
He's
Scott mean
thinking
when he said
of
you
a
were
possible
super tight,
3.
you were losing
He
range?
was joking.
Oh, sorry. I
You
was
could definitely play the open side and
He's rude.
Take
take
your
the
2.
easy do's. That redstone on the 12-foot is pretty much wide open.
Running normal. I thought
So
it
the
would
best
slide
you
a
could
little
do
bit
if you
better
Christmas
than
tree
that.
this is leave half and half. He's
Yeah,
still
they-
likely going to be able to pick one of them out.
Right. You get
Well, I
your
think when
deuce
you've had
anyway.
this onslaught of shots coming at you, that you're trying to make your degree of difficulty as much as possible. So Scott can get this into the perfect position. It does at least amp it up a little bit for what Colton has to
Yeah,
consider
but
for his last one.
The problem there
Line's
is you've
good.
got to be perfect
Room.
just to make it a little more difficult. If you're not
Running,
perfect, he makes the
running,
double and you're not
running.
even scoring 2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you're in a
roll, roll,
situation
running.
where you do need perfect. So see what Scott can do here.
I
7.
don't know if you do. You don't need 3 yet, but you sure need 2. And this is not going to curl. He's going to leave the double.
I'll just higher the better because it's open.
Well,
Okay.
like face.
In the nose.
Whichever way you like, really.
Whatever.
You know, it's a different story if you can play that shot and set up a really good chance for
I do
3.
agree with that.
But I don't think you were going to have a good chance for 3 anyway.
Well, Scott had nice weight. It just had to be over a foot towards, or
It's
you know,
still,
just
he's still
3,
picking
4
one of
inches
them out. I
towards
don't
the
think
board.
there's any chance he misses them both.
I'm just going to sit back and listen to the
There's
two of you.
2/3 ish. Yeah, cross it.
You had your chance for 2. It was a gimme 2 if you split the rings, and I just don't see a great chance for 3 was ever coming there.
Close. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, hard. Whoa. Whoa. Come on.
Oh, they stuffed it. Well, a bit of a reprieve there. Scott Bitts will have a chance to get his deuce here. Hard to tell if that made a move on them or something. They were whoa, and they did try to call it on, but at that speed, it's,
yeah,
it's a little hard to get the brush down that quick.
They thought they had that at the end.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
So maybe just a slight misjudgment on where they needed to hit it in the first place.
House. Clean.
Line.
Get.
Yep.
Scott Bitts with his final stone here in the 7th end.
Clean all the
Just
way.
needs to hit and stay to pick up a deuce, get himself back to within a single point. And no mistake. Scott Bitts with 2 here in the 7th end. It's Colton Flash with a 6-5 lead, and he'll have last rock in the 8th.
All right, people, let's get to work. Lights off.
Ma'am, there's someone at the door. Unknown male, might be a salesman.
Take care of it. You, drop the temperature. I'm roasting.
Ma'am, your straightening iron. Shall I pull the plug?
Yes. While you're at it, leave room for milk.
The crown jewel has been stolen. For almost 40 years, it has been kept far from its home. Saskatchewan. The time has come. So don your green and will your team back to glory. This Tim Hortons Briar. Be there for history in the making.
Welcome back, everyone. The games here in this Thursday night draw 5. All getting into crunch time here. We'll quickly update all of the scores. Susan.
Matt Dunstone made a very nice draw into the full 8+ for his 2 points. They had a freeze early on in the end that stayed there all end, and Kendall's team wasn't able to remove it, and they played it safe and made sure they didn't give up more than 2. We have a tie game going into 8.
Over on sheet 2, Adam Casey just made a nice draw into the rings for 3 points, so the score over there now is 11-6 Casey over Bryden.
Colton Flash just narrowly missing a double opportunity, allowed Scott the open hit for his 2 points, no mistake, and have a tight game again at 6-5 for Colton playing the 8th end.
Well, over in the 6th end, it was Ryan Dice stealing 2 against the hometown team. And so the score there now 6-2 playing the 7th end.
That game is a little behind because of a ice repair issue, but
they're catching
noticing
up
on the time clocks there, they're getting a little tight for time even at that.
Well, they're only a couple of rocks
Don't
behind
throw it on, we got one
almost
through.
every other sheet out here, though.
Still a hair heavy. Kevin's in if anything. Still a hair heavy here. Just bite the 4 is ideal.
Line's okay.
Kevin's in, just bite the 4.
Yeah, it's still there.
If it's open a little bit, it's okay. Yeah, it's good. Good spot. Shot.
Lock her on there, Rory.
Bitts team played the center guard with the first one. Rory Golanowski dropped it about halfway between the house and log line.
Split was pretty good.
Flash asked for the come around. That's the stone just placed at the top of the 4 foot. Now Rory's going to try to freeze to that.
6. Line's real good. Look it all here. Don't want to bounce. Don't want to bounce.
Good throw.
Gotta get to the inside of that or what? Yeah. Oh, I don't know if you can.
Probably there. Hack.
I'm not sure we can get that with Hack. Okay, let's throw back 12 then. If you touch the top, it's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So just back line.
Back line.
Back line.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Back line tap. If we happen to get the split, that's good too on the front one.
A little hot. Yeah, a little firm. Weight's good. Yep. Weight's
Yep.
good. Yeah. Back line. Hard.
Keep going down.
Hard.
Come on.
Go, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold in the house. Right in. Yep, deeper. Deep, deep, deep. Go, 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 go. Shot.
That works.
Good shot. I see.
Guard red.
Okay.
Scott Fitz trailing by a point here. Going to take a few chances. Going to play a little bit aggressively. Try to keep some rocks in play.
Tight. One.
He knows how many rocks these players on the Flash team can move with
one.
With one, yeah. He doesn't want to see another blank end.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Oh. They weren't overly sweeping that, were they?
No, and they weren't panicked when he let go, so got fooled. I don't know if they do have a rock out there that's a bit of a grinder, if Aaron just underthrew that.
Control. Okay.
Aaron did take responsibility for it, so maybe he just didn't throw it hard enough.
He thought those guys were better sweepers.
He hasn't heard what we've had to listen to from Warren all game.
Look at Warren's even taking his jacket off now. That's how much sweeping he's doing.
Little big. Little big. Whoa, 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 whoa. Roll it way over then. As long as you're not
Makes
out.
the hit. It's going to roll past the guard. Does hang on for a bite at the edge of the 12 and gets the big spin back.
So now what does Scott do in the sense that he's looking at three? He's lost his center guard with that tick on Trent's shot.
Yeah.
So try to get your rocks, eliminate, and start rolling towards the center line. See if you can't get a couple of doubles later on.
Ready.
Wait.
You know, and this is where all those big weight shots, eliminating stones by the Flash team, they're paying an extra dividend for them, because normally Scott Fitz in this situation would start looking at throwing some guards and hoping for some jams on those yellow ones. But he's seen in this game anything that got jammed ended up spilling out of the rings anyway, so he's looking to try to do something in the rings.
Or do you want to try hit and roll under the guard? Wow. It's going to leave it. What? Is that good or not? Roll them together. Throw like normal. Okay. Norm? Yeah. Okay. Nose isn't terrible. Yep. Yes. Norm.
So this is Dan Marsh.
Hard. It's gotta go hard.
I don't know if it
Might have been a bit inside there.
Yes.
They called it right out of his hand.
But
Kills
still
the
sits
in the
two.
middle.
I don't think there's a double there.
Throw the double.
And what you couldn't see, Warren Jackson went for the Bob Pickering lift.
Pee-wee, yeah.
I don't think that would have done it.
Yeah.
Wait.
Warren likes this.
Oh, no, no, no. No. Whoa.
Oh. Warren's not.
Dart.
I don't think there's any way that Warren ever could throw that hard enough to make that. Not even if you try that. We've talked about it a few times. I was coaching a junior team, and they talked about a few shots that were in that same vein. They were next to impossible to throw it hard enough. And we talked about the bobsled push delivery instead of you'd have to get the two sweepers standing behind.
Oh, close.
Give you a shove out of the hacks, and even then.
Clean, yep.
They would have liked to have rolled in. It's going to take a couple of shots to get these yellows close together. They hit it right on the nose.
So nice shot by Dan to keep out in the wings like that and keep that separation and the depth minimal as possible.
That last one was a little hard.
Yeah, I know.
Scott just continues with comedy evening here.
Easy. No. There you go.
All right, Jimmy.
Makes the hit again, stays right there.
Oh, same thing. Same weight. Same weight, boys.
Difference is Scott didn't want it there and Colton did get it there, so trying to replicate that first shot of Kevin's.
Whoa. No, same weight.
Doesn't have much room to roll to the outside right now. Anything on the outside at all, he might roll out of the rings.
Good. Shot.
Gets just up to the nose and stays right there.
So decision time, just wondering if he should take a risk, take a chance now behind the guard.
I guess we come up here is fine. You guys want to draw or hit?
You think it's time to draw already?
Well, no, you got to make a roll here and give me a flying chance. Oh, no. Maybe.
I know what they're saying. We're just giving them a use.
I know, there's too many right here.
What do you guys like?
I don't think so.
2, 1, 1, 2.
That's just it. Down. I kid.
They want to get.
Throw it up a bit then?
You want to throw it up? Like normal?
They roll it out of control, you'd be it.
Fine.
Normal.
Normal? Okay.
Probably
So what do you want here?
The front end wasn't thrilled at the possibility of giving up 3 if this draw of Scott's didn't work out properly, so keeping themselves in the game, and maybe Scott will get the big roll to set up, hit and roll for his next one.
Wow. Thinking perhaps shade prematurely.
That's what I was thinking.
At least that's what we're thinking too.
Jimmy.
And this is all sort of set up over here because Dan's shot didn't work out quite the way they wanted to, and it actually worked out even better. And then Scott's team hasn't been able to move this rock towards the center line.
Normal.
Once again, nothing out of the brushers now, going from the offside, trying to get some curl.
Must be just a track
The
there.
hit stays right there, and we're getting to
Might
the
be
point in the end. That's second
too.
shot. Well, it was second shot the last time yet too. I don't think Colton is going to even bother to make a play on it now.
Sit 2.
Yeah.
Right on the tee, bud. Yeah.
T-line. T-line.
Okay. You're taking edge of button, I say,
Yeah, edge button.
Should be good. Speed should be right up to speed here.
Yeah.
Same as usual. T-line, boys. Got hot right now.
Yeah,
Clean? Can you clean it?
No.
Back 8.
It's all hot to me.
Whoa, then. Starting to curl a bit now.
Keepers were worried earlier that it might be a little bit heavy, but
Gotta be tee or better, deeper even.
as long as it stays full 12, you're okay.
Yep.
Good. Excellent. Great. Good judge, boys.
Does
Yeah,
come the
because
rest
even
of
if
the shot.
Scott does roll behind the guard there, it's a long guard, big distance there. We know it curls to tap out if need be. So calling a timeout here, they're still thinking that maybe the saver shot here is to utilize that red corner.
It's just so long.
They're looking at the freeze. I think Scott, he wanted to draw around that red corner the first time.
Could play
not
the hit
Scott. I
roll
think
on the
it's
yellow
been,
behind
Warren.
the red.
This is pointless. Going back here, rolling over there. What do you guys like? That?
You like the hit and flop? Out?
It's so hard.
It's not easy.
Well, what do you guys want to like?
It's one of the 3 shots though.
Yeah.
Well, what do you want to do here? Do you want to fight to the end here, or do you want
Well, I don't know.
I mean, it's draw, freeze, or hit and roll. So
Yeah.
Well, I know what the options are.
You giggle.
What's that?
but
I know what the options
You know what?
are.
What Rory's really asking: are we going to go hard for a steal
Good
here?
timeout.
Well, that's
Or
just
worry
it,
about
like-
not
Well, I
giving
don't
him
mind. I like this.
3.
I think so. To
Do
draw
that.
right now, yeah, we give up a deuce, we're 3 down. There's 2 ends to go.
You know,
That's right, it's-
probably
as Rory
your
said,
best
You've played
shot.
it all end this way. You might as well keep going. And I agree.
There's lots of game left. We just got to try and play defense one end.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I.
We haven't done it
as
all
well.
weekend, though. So I don't know why all of
We
a
gotta
sudden
do
we
it
think
at
we can
some
hold a guy to a single.
You like this, Bitsy?
Yeah. You like this? Or,
Yeah, no, this was
Yeah.
my first thought.
I think so.
You know, you make this roll perfect. Colt Flash might be forced to take a single.
You just give him 3 and give
It's
him
off
the game.
center, it's
First
long
shot, I
guard.
didn't mind it. Like the
Yeah,
draw.
maybe.
That was the time because you only had to outdraw stuff in 12 foot. Okay, control.
Control.
House. Yep. Yep.
Sounding close for the roll.
Okay.
Makes the hit, but it's right on the nose. So it will be a chance for Colton Flash to pick up his 2 points once again. They've been trading deuces for the last 3 ends. Colton wants to make it 4 here.
Firm board. Firm board, guys. Firm board? Okay. Firm board here, Flash? Yep. Okay.
Like something under there.
Didn't like the way that felt when he turned it over.
It's good. Good board.
Colton Flash with his
Clean.
final
Whoa.
stone here.
Big board. Whoa.
And number 8 needs a nose hit
Whoa. Clean.
to pick
Clean,
up the
clean.
deuce.
Whoa. Whoa. Clean.
And a 3-point lead that
Yes.
would go
Whoa,
along with
whoa,
it.
Whoa. Whoa.
Makes the hit. He's going to roll a little
There's
to the
that nice
outside,
roll.
but yeah, roll to buried, and not that he needed that. Gets the 2 points, and Colton Flash will take an 8-5 advantage into the 9th end.
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White Ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White Ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
Winter's just around the corner, so drop into Jiffy Lube for your winter oil change. No appointment necessary. Jiffy Lube. Be wise, winterize.
Welcome back, everyone. Once again, we'll quickly update you on all of the scores here in Thursday evening's Draw 5.
Big steal of one here for the Steve Laycock team. Brady Kendall was trying a little in-off tap onto a shot rock on the button, and he hit his little in-off exactly where he had to, but he didn't have enough weight, couldn't remove the Laycock stone. It would have been for 2. He was fortunate not to have been looking at 3. Matt Dunstone tried the same little in-off from the other side of the sheet and just missed sitting 3 on that last one. But Steve's team happy with that one. 6-5 lead, playing 9.
It is a handshake over on sheet 2 with a steal of 1 by Casey. This was a B event game, so that leaves Casey in the B and dropping Randy Bryden down into the C event.
An open nose hit for 2 points there for Colton Flash, and keeps his 3-point lead, playing the 9th at 8-5.
And in the 7th end, it was a nice deuce by Brent Geddick. So he's 2 down now, playing the 8th end. Ryan Dice up 6-4.
So the situation here, pretty straightforward. Scott Bitts needs to get a deuce here in the 9th end to make sure he's in a manageable situation for 10.
No. Down.
Corner guard, and this is something you don't see very often. The tick attempt on the corner guard.
Good.
Just make contact with it, moved it over a little bit, but still probably giving some protection. It's awfully long.
Well, that's why they're going to just go around.
You could have just ignored it if it was so high. Anything you got around it probably
They
wasn't
just would have
very good.
thrown it through anyways, so it's may as well give it a try if that's how you're going to miss the shot. Now, if you're going after an All-Star award, you would play the throw through. Those little ticks are so hard, and you're going to get a 0 out of 4 on that and bring your stats way down. So that's why sometimes you just don't want to look at the stats, because based on what your skip calls for you, he can set you up for a 100% game, or in a shot like that, there's a great big 0 on your scorecard.
Is there 0 though? He did touch it. He moved it over a couple of inches.
Well, still pretty effective as a corner.
I don't know that it was effective as a corner guard before he touched it.
I'll play hit that one.
The one
But
that was
still,
just thrown
shot-
is a little bit more effective.
But that doesn't register into the marking, whether the initial corner guard is effective or not. The fact is the shot was called and missed, and so it's a 0.
Hard!
Ooh.
Right out.
Nice shot.
Under. 3, just get it under there, Jimmy.
Right in here is good.
Jimmy in.
Good.
Once again, looking to try to throw the second corner guard and get it underneath that long one, and they just don't get the line they're looking for. So that stone's still exposed.
And as a testament to Sean, your comment about how ineffective that high corner guard is, they're going after the back one.
Clean.
The tight corner guard.
Yeah, well, and
nice
I mean,
play.
that's not just in this situation. When you play that 2 center guard situation trying to steal, really the long guard's not the one you're using to protect the rock in the rings. You're using it to protect the tight guard, because you don't want them to run it either.
Good last save.
So it does still give them the chance to tuck one, but the problem they're having is they can't seem to get the line to get underneath that long guard, so that Colton Flash can't make a play on the tighter one. And again, this has got a lot of room coming by that long one.
Good shot here. I got half of it. Okay.
Here
You might
again,
go
still
right
got
in here,
half.
but that's fine.
Yeah, I thought that one would be buried.
All right, go boys.
Should probably be going into their own, though, in the forfeit.
It won't bother them, I don't think, with a 3-point lead.
As long as they don't leave something behind the T-line. Oh.
Don't touch it.
Oh.
Okay.
That all works, too.
Okay. Fine. Okay.
Well, Scott Bitts, just the one stone to work
back
with.
here.
It is a corner guard, but he certainly is protecting a whole lot of house.
I think so, yeah.
No, and it's over far enough. That would be about the world's toughest split for 2 if that was your last shot.
Line's good.
You'd have to throw a helicopter and try to hit it about 3/4.
Wait to be close.
Tight.
Hope you could
tight.
spin in.
It's pretty close.
The other problem
Line's
that it
good.
creates
7.
when you're trying to come around this, you know how well the Flash team can play the run backs, so you want maximum separation, but you throw what would be back 12-foot weight in the center of the house, you'd be through the rings here.
Good shot. Thanks.
Three quarters, right?
Yeah.
3/4. Yep. Hard. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. 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 Okay, straight peel. Just roll it, roll it, roll it.
A little too thin to get the stone at the back of the 12-foot, just drives it by.
Here.
Well,
No
now you
chance.
take your 2 points and steal in 10.
Oh, and that is the manageable situation we were just talking about. You don't want to be in a situation coming home where you might need to score 3 or even perhaps worse, have to steal 2 just to get into an extra end. Steal 1 is a manageable situation. Everybody out here knows how to steal a single point. And as we talked about earlier today, that's the kind of situation where you can, as long as you make all 8 of your shots in the 4-rock free guard zone, you actually don't need a miss to steal.
That is right.
There's 68. Ideally, you want
You need some precision on those 8 shots you make, but you just need to do your job.
Yeah.
So they did get this one a little bit behind the tee. Even another foot would have been a little bit more helpful for Scott's team, as Colton's going to do his best here to roll it, get as big a roll as he can over towards this other one in the back corner of the 12.
That same roll's pretty good all over the center there. Further we go, the better. Yes. Easy peel. Clean. Whoa. 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 Yep. Yep. Yeah. Hard, Trent. Whoa. 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 Roll it. Roll it.
Colton Flash with the hit, rolls that across.
That's a nice shot.
Gets past the center line, full 8-foot shot rock on the other side. And definitely closed the gap. Now it is just a matter for Scott Bitts of rolling back. He doesn't even need to roll that far back. If he can get about 2 feet roll to the open side, it'll be flat enough there won't be a double, even with Warren Jackson's backswing.
Again, the power of having good sweeping in the rings, you know, because every little quarter inch can help for that next shot, and that's always been one of Scott's strengths too. He's always been a really good sweeper, so it's been amazing over the years watching his behind the tee sweeping that is really effective. And same thing with a lot of the teams out here. That skip or third that can sweep hard is one more bonus benefit for your team.
House. Whoa, whoa.
They're cleaning early, but this needs to come across that center line a little bit to get the roll. It's going to be a nose hit, and the Colton Flash is going to have a chance
at
to make that double.
Yeah, my old team's going to roll straight and then turn, so okay.
Oh, we got a hit here, Flash.
Thin half.
Okay.
Quite similar to the one I had before. Thin half.
Okay.
Third, probably good even.
So getting the sprinting legs ready here.
Yep, yep. Hard. Whoa, whoa. Yeah.
Colton Flash looking for the double here.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Takes the hit, comes across, and sticks his shooter right there.
You knew he was going to make one of those soon. Missed it by a millimeter the last couple times.
Well, Scott Bitts Sounds like, looks like they're going to play the blank here.
Yeah, this is a pick your poison, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, hard.
You like to have the control of last rock, and I guess you just need the one miss with control of last rock to maybe try and set up 3.
Yeah, I think I'd...
Well,
Oh, it's got it.
he got the nose hit anyway,
Yeah,
so...
I was just going to say, I think I'd rather take my chances at 3 with hammer than
So
2
Colton
without.
Flash with an 8-6 lead, and he will have last rock coming home.
Introducing the all-new heated cab for the John Deere 1R tractor. Simply captivating.
Oh, Canada, glowing hearts, see thee rise. True north, true pride, strong and free, both far and wide. This land is glorious, and it's ours, from sea to shining sea.
You're always home on Canada's largest wireless network with no roaming fees.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, we're getting into crunch time here in all of these games here on the Thursday evening, draw 5.
Yes, the pace has slowed down here in this 9th end. It's been messy with lots of little draw taps. We're just down to skip rocks, and Kendall sitting one and a bit of lots of rocks in and around this 4-foot area. We'll keep you posted on what happens.
You can see that clock counting down in the background. Both teams are going to be a little bit tight for time playing the 10th end there.
Yeah. Sheet 2, final score, 12-6, KC over Bryden.
Nice double there by Colton Flash to set up the blank attempt for Scott, who nosed it and ended up taking one. So it is an 8-6 score for Colton going home.
And the score over here is 7-4, Ryan Dice over Brent Geddick, and we're still playing in the 9th end with quite a few rocks left to come.
So the corner guard thrown on the first shot. And see the attempt for the outside tick and pushes it right through the back of the rings, but leaves it in play.
Great shot.
They
there,
should be
Trent.
buying the 50-50 tickets
Yeah,
with
not
shots
a lot
like
to
that.
work with here.
It's working your way tonight.
Well, and the extra bonus of that is it's outside of the rings, but it's behind the tee line. It's not part of the free guard zone. You could just rip that out of there on the next one to make sure that you don't have anything left to jam.
That's fine. Nice right, Rick.
Good throw.
You need to steal 2. It's awful hard to do that with only 1 guard. Just going to play the throw through, I guess.
I can get this done.
Yeah, you certainly could have hit that one in the back of the rings.
Yeah, I mean, the chances of ever jamming anything on that's going to hurt you is fairly remote, but...
Make it in. Okay, make it good, boys. Probably got to go for weight, boys. Line looks good. Take it right into the 4 there if you can. Hard. Hard, 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 hard.
That's fine.
Yeah, get it as deep as you can there, Jimmy. Good sweep, buddy.
You like,
Well, now we'll see the peeling machines come out.
Good sweep, Rory.
Good shot. Good throw. I mean, he's not going to miss no contact. Just keying when he right?
Yep. Yep.
You can hear Scott and Warren discussing at the other end how they're going to play this out.
You know, these situations, it's never a lot of fun to be in the situation that the Bits team is in. But I always thought one of the things that makes it so much more demoralizing, it takes you 25 seconds to get your rock into place, and it takes them 6 to make it go away.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Lots of gas there, eh? Just took a twist, so you can finish her up a bit. That's good. Nice shot, Vinny.
Stay down the same toss.
Yeah, you got it.
Colton Flash content just to look for single peels here. He's not worried about getting the double yet. He knows that at some point in time, probably on his last one, Scott Bitt's going to have to come into the rings to sit 2, and he's just going to have to make one of them go away.
Yeah, just an open hit. In the meantime,
so, yeah.
A few more center guards.
Yeah, a little bit.
2! Just heavy queens, okay? Good center line.
Get it right in front of it.
Just clean her down.
Double.
Good shot.
Good throw, Jimmy.
And another peel.
Colton doing a little house cleaning there. That's the last thing you would want right now, is any kind of a pick.
Yeah.
It's really just about the only thing that could hurt you.
Clean.
No, it was good weight.
Scott Bitt's likely to throw at least one more guard.
That's more.
Line's a little tight.
He may throw 2 more and hope. I don't see much else that he's got to work with to try to sit a 3rd stone.
Shots.
Good throw.
All right, Sam, throw.
Oh. Clean. Whoa, whoa. Clean. Clean.
And there we see the final shot on sheet 1, the other A semifinal. Brady Kendall making a run double.
What's that?
I think it was for 3.
I think 3. The hit yellow onto yellow, and
Or you
kept all of his shots around the 4-foot there. It was a really interesting end, and that's going to be a 2-point lead for Brady Kendall. Takes 8-6 into this 10th end. I think Laycock threw both of their timeouts also.
Yeah, the Laycock team, in addition to being down by 2 points, is not going to have a lot of time to play the 10th end.
guys see any strategic I just was talking about whether we freeze that corner one, if we can get a good one on there. If he tries to rip the double, we try and freeze again on it, and at least we got 2 that are
at least it gives you something, right?
Jammable, as opposed to open contact on a rock. Right?
Throw that freeze bit too.
Yeah,
might as well.
freeze.
Right?
Well, I don't know.
The chance that Colton missing a peel is 0, so throw the freeze.
Edge of button. Throw the freeze.
Give it our best here.
Edge of button.
Edge of button. Yeah, sure.
Give her a go.
What do you like for speed?
I think an 80, 85. Eh?
Same deal.
I think so, yeah. I think it'll slide nice.
Well, Scott Bitts looking for anything he can get to
I think we're a little soft at 90.
provide some opportunity. You know that Colton's going to be hitting, so he does stand a chance if he can make the perfect freeze twice in a row that everything might jam.
First they have to get this into the rings, and they're working really hard just to get that bite.
Well, and they really needed the freeze, and it's going to come up short of the rings altogether. Colton Flash just needs to make this stone go away, and
Run the nose.
then he doesn't have to worry about throwing his last
Feel on the
one.
nose. If it sticks, it sticks. Yeah. Doesn't really matter. I don't think there's a split there anyway.
I like that Flash, yeah.
I don't think the split's there anyway.
No. Throw good weight.
Just rip it out. Yeah, I mean, we can stick it. The split's not there, then you can't even split it all, right? Right. If it stays in the house, it's good.
So looking to earn a spot in this A final tomorrow morning at noon hour.
Clean. Yep.
3 straight wins moves you into that A final. Need the 4th win to move into the Page 1 game.
Makes the hit, stays right there. And that will be handshakes. Colton Flash secures the victory here. He'll move on to the A final.
Very impressive, solid performance. They didn't give Scott very many chances, and when they did, they cleaned up any trouble they were in.
Kim Hodson has made her way down to ice level. We'll just wait for a moment and hopefully get a chance to talk to Colton yet. And he's making his way down now. And I already know what Kim's going to ask him. I'm eager to hear the answer.
You're hoping I have the courage to ask this. Thanks for coming down and talking to us again. That was a nice, solid effort. You guys played very well. Any comments on the way it finished?
Yeah, it was just a good game. The guys in front of me played awesome and set me up. I didn't have to really do a whole lot, so it was perfect.
Yeah, no, it was a very solid game and a nice win. You mentioned earlier the A final being a big game.
Yeah, it's huge game. Of course, you win that, and you're playing on Sunday no matter what, and you got a chance to go to the Briar. So.
Exactly, and I know that you are going to give me the politically correct answer, but I'm going to ask you anyway. To care who you play?
Nope, don't care.
All right, good luck, continued success. Thanks.
Really?
Thank you.
Well,
if he had asked him,
tried.
he probably lied about whether or not he even knew who was playing in that other semifinal.
So of course all the intrigue that's always fun with curling is Colton Flash's team is now going to be waiting for the winner of this Brady Kendall-Steve Laycock game, as that is our other A semi-final. And of course, Colton was a longtime teammate of Steve. They played together for about 6 seasons, but Colton left the team late last year and formed his own team. And, you know, the timing there was shocking in the sense that they were just 6 months away from the Olympic trials, and Colton stepped away and created his own team and left Laycock's team scrambling, and they ended up finding Matt Dunstone on short notice here, and that was sort of what Kim was alluding to.
And just third stones left to come on this sheet. Laycock needs 2 to get into the extra end. See Matt Dunstone in the house now, holding the broom, and I'm guessing with that ice they're trying to come around the red one at the top of the forefoot. 4 stones left to come here for the Laycock team, just 3 for the Kendall team.
Well, the Kendall team
Nothing out
has
of the
been
brushers yet.
solid
This looks
from
heavy.
top to bottom in this game, but Anthony Neufeld at third has just done nothing but tap and roll to the button, tap and roll to the button, freeze, 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 putting huge pressure on Steve and Matt on their shots. And Matt and Steve have played well, but a couple of times they've just been just off on the shots that they've needed.
Boy, that looked heavy coming in, and then
Yeah.
it just seemed to really grind down and caught the Laycock team by surprise. They
Wondering if
had
that
one
didn't pick
sweeper
or
left.
Is it
fudged
flat?
Down,
Yeah, exactly.
So this is Anthony Neufeld, who's just had a wonderful game out here.
Looking to run his own stone back.
So as soon as I say that,
you
then he
jinxed him.
misses. So hope here with that corner guard too.
More than hope for just the deuce too.
That's
the
right.
timing of coming in was perfect for the Laycock team because you're still alive for 3 here. You come around. Brady Kendall makes a play on the shot stone. You get another one around the guard, whether it's a hit and roll or a draw, and 3 is in play here.
Absolutely.
And perhaps the best thing for the Laycock team is really they haven't had to think yet, which is important because they don't have much time to do that. Their clock was tight when this end started.
There's a nice shot by Steve. Well, just as predicted.
Well, and there will be a couple of opportunities for Matt to figure out how to get 3 here. You know, if he noses, he's still just about behind the tee line.
Yeah, he would be back tee. You could play, I know what you're thinking, Susan, you could play the freeze on that. Or the hit and roll. You really got your choice. Which one do you prefer?
And if Brady rolls out, then you know that going in behind that corner guard again. And so Brady's, we've mentioned a couple times when we've had the cameras on them, just recently out of juniors and always played at lead position. 1 year at third, but has won several times at the junior level. So he's a seasoned provincial competitor. This is big, but this is the big time now in the tankard. But again, very composed for a young team. You don't see them flustered out there.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially
like
the back end.
Sorry, Susan, looks like with the broom location, they're going to play a come around again and
ignore that.
Ignore that stone and hope that they've got a shot for a double if necessary on the last one. They didn't have a lot of time to talk about it. You can see the clock just counting down behind them. They'll be under a minute when Matt delivers this stone, and he's still got 1 left.
So again, as Colton Flash had said, this A final is huge. It sets you up nicely for the rest of the competition, and that's what. And Steve, of course, we all know has been in this situation several times. That he certainly understands the importance of this game. And not that you're out of it if you lose it. It's just that you're a couple steps away further.
You certainly want to bury this stone.
Yeah,
you don't want to let them make a play on it.
Did go sideways at the end.
Did you leave him a piece? Brady Kendall still has a timeout left. Gonna call it. They were a little tight for time as well.
So a big decision here. I don't know how much of it he can see.
Well, let's put it this way. They're side by side. He's got to be able to see at least half of one of them.
Yeah. Laws of physics.
There's only 1 guard and the 2 rocks are side by side. The question might be how much weight do you want to throw on Brady Kendall when he's talking about a roll like that? He might be thinking about winning the game right here. You can hit and sit 2 and not leave a double.
Hit and sit 2, yep. Obviously can see the majority of that one.
Yeah, I would guess it would be the stone again. We're not anywhere near in behind that sheet. Even the camera angle's off to the side of it. It looks like the one that was just delivered would be the one that he can see the majority of it.
So a good test of the nerves here. You're playing a person that's won 6 tankard jackets here, and you've got a chance to really make their last shot tough. So Chad McKenzie, lead, just saying it's a hair up for the weight. Just a touch, but
nothing out of the brushers yet. They cleaned it a little bit. They know they've got contact, but they would have liked to have kept that shooter in play, and it's going to roll through the rings. Matt Dunstone will have a chance with his final stone to just make the hit and stay to get into an extra end.
Well, understandable. You know, he had to, for sure, stay away from that corner guard. Just overthrew it a little bit from what they were looking for. So Matt Dunstone, this is our first, look at the Laycock team, and of course, Matt in from Winnipeg as the designated import.
Which you can tell by the slide in the broom.
Needs to hit and stay here to get the extra end, and he called off right away.
Heard that too.
Not a thing out of the brushers. Makes the hit.
And
it's going
we
to roll,
are
and it's
not
going to
going
roll
for
too
an
far.
extra end.
Rolls out of the rings, and Brady Kendall continues to play giant killer here. Picks up the 8-7 victory over Steve Laycock. He will move on to the A final tomorrow afternoon against Colton Flash.
And when you say giant killer, I mean, he's knocked off some well-known teams here. Josh Height, first game. Brent Geddick, second game. And then toe-to-toe with Steve Laycock all game long.
And that leaves just one game left to be decided. They're on to Skip Rocks, and Brent Geddick down 3 coming home. Does have 1 in the rings, but no guards and nowhere left to hide. Drawing in with his first stone, and no matter where he puts it, Ryan Dice is going to have an open hit to run him out of rocks.
Well, and with that, as this rock comes to rest, with that Laycock loss, he drops 3 games back in the B event, and we're going to see a replay of our provincial final from last year as he's going to bump into Adam Casey tomorrow at noon hour.
So Ryan Dice with his final stone here in the 10th end.
Doing
just
a lot
needs
of
to make
house
one
cleaning.
of these yellows go away. Well, I do think
I did see a pick
they
on
had
this
at
sheet.
least one pick, a really hard pick that there's no question it was some kind of debris. Every once in a while you get a rock that goes and you think, well, that could have been just a flat spot or something. There's never any doubting when it hits something hard. Brushers are cleaning this one early.
Yeah, no sense of panic, so they're pretty comfortable. This shot is made. Handshakes already from Sean Meyer
Makes
out
the
to
hit,
Ryan.
and that will run Brent Geddick out of rocks. So Ryan Dice picks up the victory there. He'll move on in the B event. Brent Geddick drops down to the C as well, and that concludes all of the games here. And we'll quickly just remind you how they all ended up. Of course, on sheet 1, we just watched this final, Susan.
That's right. Brady Kendall with would be considered an upset win with an 8-7 victory over the Steve Laycock team.
And in the B event, we had Adam Casey, 12, over Randy Bryden, 6. Randy Bryden now drops to the C event.
With a very solid performance from the Colton Flash team. Early couple of big ends there, and he went to win 8-6 over Scott Bitts.
And we just saw this finish as well. Ryan Dice wins the game 7-5. This is a B event game, so that does drop Brent Geddick down into the C.
And as I said, that does conclude all of the draws here tonight. There's going to be 4 games on tap tomorrow. Everybody should book a day off work and hang out in front of your TV or your computer to watch them. It starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. For those of you on Sasktel Max, we will have the game tomorrow night at 8 p.m. as well. Thanks for joining us tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow.
So long.